Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Overwatch Tranquility. It is Bard with you tonight. Just a quick update. We are currently in the lobby and getting everything set up, so we are going to just be a few more moments before we get the stream going for you. But we just wanted to keep you updated, let you know what's going on. Once we got everyone in here, we'll start the stream off proper. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Okay, getting the first pick. Oh, get three, Pyro, get three with the
Void Kid putting on a clinic.
whole team's down. Oh!
Experience tranquility.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Overwatch Tranquility. We have an exciting match for you tonight. This is our last Transcendence tier wildcard match between Orbit and Dirt. I am going to be your play-by-play caster for the night, Bard, and I am joined by J-Star. J-Star, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, Bard. Going to be a very good match between Orbit and Dirt. Very interesting to see, taking a look at these lineups. For Orbit, looks like they have the best hit scan DPS. That's what I am reading. So we will find that out tonight. A lot of bests on this Orbit side, Bard.
Yeah, a lot of nominations for those end-of-season awards. A couple people that we've talked about quite a bit on the podcast, and quite a few people who are just regulars in Trank. They've been around for quite a while. But if we jump over to Dirt, coming in here a little later in the season, they've got some familiar faces themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, looking at the SR ranges here, a lot of variance in that Dirt roster, with only one person hit over that GM rank. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they're able to do with Orbit coming in with quite a few of those heavy hitter, very shiny emblem GM players.
Absolutely. But as I keep telling myself, SR does not always matter. And even though there is a bit of an SR difference between these two teams, we've already seen Dirt put up some valiant performances so far this season. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they bring here for us now that we go into playoffs. And if there's anything we're learning from these Overwatch League matches, it's that teams can be very different going into playoffs than they were coming into the regular season.
Absolutely. Talking from a IRL sports ball former player, once playoff hits, man, it's like a switch flips. You know, everybody, you're just laser focused in, and like Bard was saying, teams become different animals once playoff hit.
Absolutely. It is very, very, very much a different ball game once the playoffs roll around. But I do want to point out we've got some people here we should not be sleeping on for either of these teams. Robe Maybe I'm biased as a Pharah one-trick player, but Robe here on the projectile DPS has been just outstanding all season. And we've got Balake coming in on support. We've seen him a couple seasons running now. He's been absolutely incredible. So they're going to be fantastic to watch. And on Dirt, man, I'm looking at Truthfully Cool on that tank. I want to see what he can do. I think he's going to be playing the main tank for him. So I want to see what he can do, what he can bring to the table, because right now is just the best time to show what you got as a main tank.
Absolutely, especially with Monkey and Reinhardt being like the two superior main tanks. A lot of big flashy plays can be made with those two compared to the Risa that's more stagnant and
boring.
Yeah, boring.
All right. Well, let's see what map we're going to be going into here first. We're going to be starting on Control in the 1st to 4 playoff setting, and it looks like we are going to be going to Oasis, which is a very interesting map. And gotta say, Orbit got the map pick here. Oasis is a very good projectile-heavy map. You can run that Pharah on pretty much every point. You can run the Reaper Sombra when you're brawling in University. Very good for those strong projectile players.
I agree. This is also going to be a very dive-heavy map. It's going to be a lot of high ground control, who can control the angles the most, and like you said, let's let these projectile DPS players run wild. We will be starting on University though, so the one brawl-heavy point on this map.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think this is the chance for Dirt here to really show what they're working with. Let us know that they are here to succeed. They are here to show us what they got, and I think we're going to be seeing some very interesting comps coming out. We're going to be seeing the classic dive Reaper Sombra. I call it classic, but Reaper and Sombra with dive is very new in this meta.
Yeah, Sombra was played a lot in the OG dive. Is a good replacement for Tracer because EMP Bomb was such a strong combo at that point. But, you know, that Reaper, such a hard counter to that Winston. But for the side of Dirt, I'm sorry. It looks like they're not. It looks like they're not going to be running that Monkey at all.
Yeah, no, on Orbit, looks like Orbit's going to be running the Ball Sigma Tracer Ashe, and Tracer Ashe can be really good here. We're going to have to see what they can do in this first fight, and that Dynamite coming out immediately. That's so much damage already for Shinobu, already almost 20% to that first Bob, and Bob builds so fast with the amount of damage that Ashe can do, and now Dirt forced to just stay off of the objective point, but no one on Orbit is actually going to make it down there. And now the tanks are going to put themselves in a position. Bluebit gets the first pick onto Dragon, and now Azzy is going to be taken low by Jack. The trade is back there, and I would much rather lose that Sombra than lose the Mercy. And now Poussey is going to jump in and take down Solsta, and that is a great pick coming out from Dirt, and they look really incredible as they clean up this point.
Yeah, like Bard was saying, I don't understand why Orbit is on this ball, but it seems to be working. You know, if you're confident in your ball player to play around the Sombra, then so be it. Let them run wild with it. But Dirt is coming in very strong here with that first cap.
Ooh, Solsta gets the rock in the face to Tasty, and she is not going to be in this fight anymore. And Robe already looking for this first pulse bomb. They're going to toss it into that closed off room, and it's not going to matter as they just dink, dink, dink away Vanguard. Down into the depths they go, and now already an incredibly fast fight win for Orbit as they turn the point back in their favor. That
was a really good pincer attack from Orbit there. Orbit, my bad. Really good at closing up the angles, letting their Tracer poke, then just closing on the angles once they saw their opening.
Yeah, absolutely. And now Bluebit using those mines to secure that choke point, forcing Truth into using that Primal Rage, and Shinobu's going to toss the Bob towards the objective point as he now forced to try and escape on that Mercy. They're going to make it out just on time for the Gravitic Flux to come out from Solsta, and the damage is going to be there, but they're not going to be able to catch anyone as Truth takes down Shinobu. The D-Mech comes out, and Vanguard going to commit the Death Blossom, but they catch nothing. The beat has to come out from Pussy to keep their team in the game, and Robe with the double kill, sticking the Pulse Bomb onto Housey, and now, with nothing left to hold the line, Dirt have to back up as they have lost the point again.
This Sigma ball comp is really working well for the side of Orbit here. They're just splitting the attention of Dirt. Dirt doesn't know where to go, where to look, and Orbit's just punishing them because of it.
Absolutely, but now Dragon, they have this EMP. It is a fight-winning ultimate, and Jack is coming up on the bomb. So they have this combo. It's all about execution now here for Dirt. If they can get this all combo off correctly, they will just win the fight without anything else needed to be committed. So we're just gonna have to see Jack very patient, waiting for their team to be together. Dragon setting themselves up in position, and now Truth. Oh, the bomb is gonna go out, and the EMP goes up and gets two. Solsta and Azzy taken down, and they're gonna want those back, as Vanguard is going to push in and take down Bluebit, and Robe here still alive on the Tracer, but it's not going to matter as Vanguard is also going to take down Balakay, and Shinobu and Robe are quick to follow, but Orbit managed to take it to 99 before they lost the point there.
Yeah, that was a really good executed EMP bomb right there. Not really allowing any of the members of Orbit to get out of the way, but they do, like Bard, you did said, they do have it to 99, so this is going to be a very uphill battle for the side of Orbit.
Yeah, Orbit, they just need one fight win here, and the ultimate from Solsta is going to go out. They catch Truth and kill them, but Jack on the return going to take down Solsta, and they eat the Pulse Bomb coming out from Robe, but the flip, no, they're not playing on the objective point, and the flip comes through. Jack is still getting that damage done, still contesting, and Vanguard's going to take down Shinobu as Bluebit just tries to escape on the ball here, but they're not going to be getting this capture percentage as this fight goes on. Vanguard with a quick flick takes down Robe, and Jack is going to punish Bluebit. The point is going to go back in the favor of Dirt, but now, because of that flip, Orbit is going to have time for another fight.
I do agree. We see from Orbit some swaps, but it looks like Solsta will be going right back onto that Sigma. That Sigma is doing a really good job of maintaining the front line, denying that Reaper a lot of value.
Oh, the Primal Rage comes out from Truth here. He's just trying to keep them all off of the objective point, and if they can't contest, oh, they managed to get someone on the point. It is Bluebit. He is trying to stay alive here with Robe on the objective point, but he gets taken down by Dragon. The hack is too strong, and the EMP comes out, catches 3, and there is nowhere for Shinobu to run anymore when that Death Blossom comes out, and Solsta now stuck between a rock and a hard place as Vanguard and Jack close in on them, while Truth and Dragon clean up that objective point as he gets the resurrection onto Bluebit, but it is not going to be enough, and Dirt are going to take the first control point on Oasis.
Once again, like I said before, I don't really agree with the Boss Sigma comp for the simple fact that, yes, Sigma is a frontline presence and can deny a lot of damage with his shield and kinetic grasp, but the D.Va is just so much better because it has so much more synergy with the DPS that Orbit are trying to run compared to the other side of the stick with Truth with the D.Va, or I'm sorry, Jack on the D.Va, and that Sombra Tracer comp that they were running.
Yeah, the Sombra Reaper, it's a lot of extra damage, and that D.Va can mitigate so much of the damage that comes out from the side of Orbit. But now we're going to see some similar compositions here. Robe going to TP his team out and then swap over to the Tracer, and it is almost a mirror match here. Azzy's going to be on the Mercy instead of the Lucio, but other than that, it is the same composition, and these Tracers are just going to be hunting for those backline kills as they take the high ground. Dirt really not looking to connect on the point early. They want to look for those picks first. They're letting Vanguard look for that damage. He catches it onto Solsta. The mech is now so low, and already Solsta gets demeched by Jack, and this bubble's just going to get shredded by the side of Orbit, and Azzy now stuck in a very bad position on this Mercy, and now Bluebit also going to be punished, and no one is going to be left from the side of Orbit after long. Balakay deciding the cars are better than the enemy team and just going into traffic, and Dirt with a quick capture.
Dirt played that really, really well. They waited, they set up on the high ground, they waited for their Sombra to say, hey, this person's hacked, initiate now. And when they did, they all pounced and they just got in, got out, and killed 6.
Yeah, absolutely nothing you can do there. Now Dragon with a clear EMP advantage over Shinobu here. And the damage is going to be there onto Truth. They can't find the punishment, though, as Dragon is just going to set up, and here comes the EMP. He catches 5. Robe, the only one who manages to dodge it, and Shinobu doesn't have the counter EMP. The Pulse Bomb's going to come out. Robe's going to take down Dragon. The punishment for the EMP, aggressive there, but it's not going to matter. Jack trades out Shinobu, and now Jack, in the Baby Diva form, is going to get the mech back, and the damage is just going to be there for Dirt, as Jack just trying to avoid losing the mech so that they can have this bomb, and the bomb is going to come out for the side of Orbit, and this bomb going to come out from Jack, catches no one. Robe takes down Vanguard, and this fight is going very long on the point. Another bubble able to come out as Housey D-Mech Solsta, another EMP, this time from Shinobu, catches 4, and that's 2 quick picks to follow it up as Truth and Pousey get taken down, and now Jack demeched and killed Balakay, manages to take down Dragon, and there is no one left from Dirt to hold the point. With 74% captured for Dirt, Orbit managed to swing the point back in their favor.
In a very long and drawn out fight, it was the battle of who has the better ult economy, and coming into that, Orbit definitely had the better ult economy there, and they showed it off by using their ults at the right time, building ults when they needed to, so on and so forth there.
Yeah, now the ult economy still in Orbit's favor as they commit that pulse bomb early. The damage comes out, but Bluebit gets stuck by Vanguard's pulse bomb and shredded down by Jack, and that is the follow-up you need on that ultimate if you are going to get value. And now Dragon just looking for a hack target as his team shreds the enemies. Solsta gonna be demeched, and now Robe is trying to just stay alive on this objective point, hold out for his team so that they can cap as much of this point as possible before he gets taken down by Vanguard. And there is going to be the hack on a Balakay. The punishment is just there for the side of Dirt, and now Orbit really are playing for the stall here. They just want this objective capture time. Bluebit gets taken down by Dragon, and Shinobu has to teleport out, so Dirt get the point back, and now you have to reset if you're on the side of Orbit.
Looking at the ults here, it's just about even with Bluebit and Balakay both having their respective ults, but Robe, Azzy, and probably Solsta can farm theirs too.
Yeah, Dragon here. He's gonna get the EMP out. He catches 4, but the beat is there from Solsta. He doesn't catch Azzy or Solsta. Balakay, he tries to get the ult to save for the EMP. He managed to dodge it, but he couldn't save his teammates. And Jack with a huge eat on Robe's pulse bomb. There's no damage output to bring this back for them. And now it's just a battle of the primal rages between Bluebit and Truth here. And Truth is taking the lead as Jack and Tasty are just gonna shut down the enemy team here. And there goes Balakay. He just has to stall. He just has to play the point, but he gets taken down. And now it's just Azzy and Solsta on the point. Solsta just staying alive, and the EMP is going to come out and catch all 6 from Shinobu. That's huge coming out of him. He needs to keep his team in this fight, but Jack manages to demech and kill Solsta. And there's the counter EMP. It catches the 3 people on point, and Dirt are going to take map 1 with the heroics coming out from their DPS and tank line.
Absolutely. Balakay with the right idea of trying to use that beat to counter the EMP, but it was too little too late as it didn't catch probably the 2 most important people on that team, which being the Moira and the Diva. So in the end, it was like it didn't even really matter. But a very interesting first map here in the Dirt Orbit series.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Interesting to see which team is playing the meta and which team is playing the meta better. I'm not sure what to think about Orbit pulling the Wrecking Ball Sigma out there. Maybe they just had an idea for beating the Brawl that they expected and it just didn't work out. We did see them get to 99, so they played that first map really closely and they had some very, very good ideas coming out from that composition. They just couldn't quite execute on them better than the meta can. And sometimes that really just shows you that as good as a team can be, if you're better in the meta, you're just going to beat them.
Absolutely. In the dive v dive matchup, like we were seeing, it was whoever's main support falls first, their team will most likely crumble. And sometimes you almost want to use your main or flex support, as a sacrificial lamb almost. set them up in an angle where they're gonna get dove. And if you have a team comp like that ball Sigma comp, that's very good at peeling. You can play for the peel, you can play for the counter engage, and hopefully catch their tanks without cooldowns. And that's what Orbit did really well on that first point. Then they just stopped doing it, and after that, that's all she wrote. And Dirt was able to capitalize off of it.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like the ult combinations were better for Dirt as well. We saw that big EMP bomb to open up the objective point on University, and we did see some really good EMP combos and some good EMPs in general coming out of both of those Sombras on the second point here. If we're going to keep seeing that Sombra matchup, Shinobu versus Dragon, that's going to be very interesting as we come into this next map, which is going to be Volskaya. So I think we're going to be seeing a bit more of that dive composition. And I think Orbit want to run the Ashe Tracer because that's so strong on Volskaya.
Absolutely. Ashe Tracer, forces, it splits angles, and that literally is what everybody wants to see from when you're running that type of comp. Split the angles. Either you have to turn for the Tracer and let the Ashe run all over your team, or look at the Ashe and vice versa. I'm sorry. But with that being said, though, we could also see Pharah, we could also see Brawl. There's a lot of possibilities we could see here on Volskaya.
Yeah, and more exciting than any of that, we could see our first draw tonight, as this is a 2 control point map, commonly known as Assault. No one calls it that. That's fine. It's going to be really interesting to see here because we've crunched some numbers for the last few seasons, and we can technically see 10 maps here today. So if that's going to happen, it has to start right here on Volskaya with a draw. And I'm not sure I think that's going to happen. I mean, we saw some really close fights coming out on that first map, and a really close win, honestly, for Dirt. But I just don't quite see there being enough of a difference between these teams for us to see number of draws.
Well, based off of the comps that we are seeing right away, Dragon on the Bastion. Don't know if it'll stay, but it is a very big possibility. But from the side of Dirt, we are seeing pretty much the OG dive with the Monkey Diva, Mercy Zen, and Tracer. So could be seeing that old Season 5 meta dive, OWL Season 1. But on the other side, though, it looks like Orbit wants to stick with this Sigma. Oh, right as I say that, switches to Diva. I am 0 for whatever on predictions, but it looks like both sides are going to be running this Mercy Zen.
Yeah, and the Mercy Zen's really good with Torbjorn here because you don't have the chase on the discords that Tracer does, but you have that extra damage consistently being put out from off angles. And now we're just gonna have to see who can protect that Zenyatta better. Oh, and the immediate dinks coming out from Balake here as they play a bit more of a passive angle for the side of Orbit.
Yeah, it's just a poke battle going on between Dragon and Shinobu here.
Yeah, Dragon, he gets caught on the door there trying to escape, but that was very close to him dying early. And Shinobu showing off that hit scan prowess takes Dragon down with a shot to the scalp there. Not what you want to see if you are on the side of Dirt, but he does get resurrected quickly, and the bubble forced to come out. A couple more dinks from Shinobu showing off the hit scan talent on this man is insane, and he is already getting more clicks. He has to dodge the Zen volley that can do so much damage to him, and the DM from Jack is so good coming out there, denying the dynamite that would have hit 4 of his teammates, including him. And now the damage poke battle is just from range, and this is such a slow fight that they've already managed. Tasty has built up a Transcendence already, and now Vanguard, oh, Vanguard gets taken out in the back, and that can't be resurrected, so the advantage is now clearly in the favor of Orbit.
Absolutely. Orbit is playing this high ground absolutely phenomenally here. They're just waiting. They're playing the long game because it's not about who can take the point. It's about who can survive the longest, pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. Solsta, though, going to take down Truth, the Diva, punishing the Winston. Powsy is going to be able to resurrect that one, though, not as unpunishable. And Vanguard has made the swap over to the Genji. They want to be able to dive a little more aggressively onto those Discord targets, but it's not going to matter because Dragon gets taken down by Robe this time. Torbjorn is a sniper. I don't care what anyone has to say, and Bluebit is going to punish Jack, and now Orbit are putting themselves so firmly in control of this first point.
Them rivets hurt, man, I'm telling you. But with that being said, though, the defense is looking really strong here. They're not pushing when they don't have to. They're playing it safe. They're just playing the long game. And like I said earlier, you know, you don't have to take the battle to them. They have to bring the battle to you, especially on a map like Volskaya.
They absolutely do, and Vanguard is going to be trying to bring the battle here. He wants to break that Torb turret first, and you know he wants to build that Blade. He won't have the Nano Boost, but he will have the Mercy Pocket and the potential Transcendence, and there comes the Mercy ult, and the Bob committed towards the point, and now we know this is where Dirt wants to commit to this fight. Dragon, his Bob is going to do something. It's going to take down Robe, and the Transcendence is going to be forced out here as Dragon takes down Shinobu's Bob, and there goes the Blade. He waits for the trance to just be about to end and catches them with the Blade. He takes down 3. Vanguard takes down Balake, Shinobu, and Azzy and Bluebit. He's going to trade back on a Tasty, but it's not going to matter as Vanguard takes down a 4th, taking down Robe before he can make use of that turret, and Dragon's just going to clean up Bluebit while Solsta escapes back to point B, and Dirt, with 35 seconds left, managed to crack open this first point.
Yeah, they just played all their cards right. They initiated with the Bob, forced an early rotation from Robe on that Torb, and they just pounced on him, and it was just a domino effect from there. Take one down, and they took the rest down with them.
Yeah, now interestingly, we are going to see Robe stay on that Torbjorn, so they must still want to be holding these off angles.
Yeah, I do agree. Torb is also a very, very good tank buster, too. That his secondary fire, that little shotgun, is so strong at burning down Jumping Monkey and whatnot, so...
Ooh, Truth. Speaking of Jumping Monkeys, he's going to pop that Primal, and he almost catches Balake in a position where he can knock him off the map. And now the bomb is going to have to be committed from Solsta here. It catches no one, and Dragon's Bob is going to take down Azzy, and the roll through the second point might be coming out here. Solsta manages to catch Truth, but Powsy gets the resurrection, and a tick has already been captured. Shinobu going to finally take down Dragon, but that's another Blade coming out from Vanguard, and he catches one already. Azzy getting taken down by Tasty with the help of Vanguard, and with 2 minutes and 24 seconds left, Dirt roll right through that second point.
Dirt did a really good job of not panicking when they saw Orbit press Q. Essentially, they just let all the ultimates wear out, and they timed their attack really well. Truth did go kind of deep on the Zen to pretty much deny any Zen heals, forced him back into spawn, and without that extra little bit of healing that Zen provides, you know, that was enough to get them rolling there on that second point.
Absolutely, and it was a huge couple plays coming out from Vanguard to win that. The quad kill to take point A, the Genji swap paying off, and he managed to build another Blade before they capped point B, and he used that to force the positioning out of Orbit so his team could punish them. Very good coming out from the flex DPS there, and really, really good coming out from his supports and tanks to just keep him alive, and Dragon just continually getting that pressure. Shinobu really was holding down point A, absolutely domineering it for his team, but on point B, Dragon, I think, got the best of Shinobu despite going down later in that fight because he just made so much room for Vanguard to bully on that Genji.
Yeah, I agree. We will be seeing a double hit scan look, though, from the side of Orbit, I am sorry. Words are hard sometimes. Maybe they were expecting a Pharah here.
I don't know if they were expecting a Pharah or if they were expecting a Genji. McCree's flashbang can catch Genji in quite a few spots now, even when he is deflecting, so McCree can be a really good job for that, or they might just want this burst damage that Hitscan provides. We're also going to see them running again the Ball Sigma, and this is such an interesting comp because now with this limited healing pool, there isn't really much ranged healing to keep that ball alive when he needs it. So now Hammond here just having to stick around and wait for the Harmony Orb to heal him up, and it's such a slow process as you see at the top of the screen. And now they're going to try for the cross, but the Sonic Arrows are just going to cool down. But Bluebit, the assassin on the Wrecking Ball, takes down Vanguard from behind, and now the damage is done towards Orbit. And if the side of Dirt, or sorry, the damage is done towards Dirt, and if the side of Orbit can make their way out here, they can catch these players off guard, and that's just what's going to happen. Truth gets taken down by Balakay. The Discord Orb is too strong, and Shinobu on the McCree is going to catch down Tasty, and now there is not much left for the side of Dirt, as that flashbang is going to catch 2, and the follow-up is going to be there for Shinobu to get the double kill in that flash, and now it's just Vanguard on the Tracer trying to stay alive. Very good jukes from him. Manages to keep himself up for a while, but with 2.5 minutes left, Orbit's going to cap point A.
Yeah, Truth got caught in a very, very bad position down in that mini health pack right next to point A, and Balakay was just able to keep on poking him out and eventually get the pick, and once they got that pick onto the Winston, it was just free point essentially for him.
Yeah, now Vanguard, he's swapped over the Sombra. They want to be able to counter that ball, but it's not going to matter. Truth, again, he gets punished. Taken down by a rock to the face from Solsta, and Jack is going to die as well, and now there's no tanks left alive to keep Dirt in this fight, but it's not going to matter as they get 2 kills. Tasty and Dragon are going to take down 2, and the res is going to come out from both teams here as both Mercies pull the Glock out and try and get these kills. And now Balakay is going to have the Discord Orb and the healing, trying to keep his team alive. He's caught this Sombra, but they're not going to be able to punish for the kill here, and Robe is going to get the Bob out, take down Dragon, take down Vanguard, and Balakay as well is just going to burn through this point with those Discord Orbs. And now Truth, he has to keep contesting here. Jack gets taken down before they can remake. They try to Bob to hold the point, and now Shinobu is going to commit the Deadeye. They take down Vanguard, they take down Pousey, and there is just nothing Dirt can do to try and get back on this point. They have to wait for their tanks, and they're not going to have time. The stun stops Tasty, and Orbit cap with 1 minute and 44 seconds more than Dirt.
Balakay is the unsung hero for Orbit right now, because the Discords were absolutely phenomenal, allowing his tanks to get good solid engages and allowing his hit scans to just sit back from a distance and whittle him down, and nevertheless getting a few frags in there himself.
Yeah, it's incredible to watch Zenyatta's in this meta, because they do so much damage, and they enable their DPS to do so much damage, and their tanks to cleave so heavily with those Discord Orbs. And now we're going to see the same composition coming out from Orbit. They're so confident in this after that dominating attack that they really just don't think there's anything that can be done to stop them. And Vanguard, he's got to know that this is going to come out on the defense, so he's going to come out on the Sombra immediately. They want to build that EMP and win the fight with it, and they want to punish Bluebit when he gets aggressive on the Wrecking Ball.
If I was in Vanguard's spot right now, he's doing a good job of helping his tanks get push, but he needs to be sitting with the backline when Bluebit counter engages, because as of right now, Bluebit's just reigning free, uncontested.
Absolutely. Bluebit is the assassin on this Wrecking Ball. And now Robe staying on the Ashe with Shinobu on the McCree. They really want to shut down the potential for that Genji offense. And it's just not going to happen because Vanguard has swapped over to the Hanzo. They want to burst that shield down. They know they only have a Sigma for protection. They don't have that defense matrix. They don't have a second shield the way that Dirt do, so they have to take this down. But Dragon dropped low immediately. Shinobu and Robe putting the pressure on him, and Bluebit just doesn't have to worry about being hacked anymore. He can push in. There's no stun, there's no hack. He has to be burst down with both damage outputs, and the dynamite is so big coming out. Pousey is going to drop to 1 HP, and the Harmony Orb is just barely going to save them, coming out from Tasty. And now this is a complete reversal of the positioning we saw on the first attack from Dirt. They've taken the other side and then pushed across, and now they've taken the side of the defenders, but they just can't drop down onto the point with all of the damage that's coming out towards them.
and especially with that Sig shield, ooh, Balakay hit the 5-ball. Balakay is honestly making this a huge Zen difference.
Yeah, Balakay with a huge amount of damage, and Bluebit and Solsta, no fear in the world. They take the fight on the tanks, the backline, as he's gonna get punished, but that does not matter because all of the damage is still there. Tasty somehow managed to build the Transcendence before Balakay, but Bluebit is gonna be able to contest this point off and on, and now Solsta has to drop. He gets that that grasp out there. He manages to keep himself alive, and now Tasty is just patiently holding this Transcendence here, and Jax and Truth are gonna clean up, and now it is just Bluebit, just that Wrecking Ball assassin left alive on the point. If he can stay up for much longer, he might have those mines, but it's not gonna happen, and Dirt are gonna cap point 1 in OT.
I do like that they got the cap, but the ultimate economy isn't really in their favor. If you're really looking at it, they had to invest a few ultimates there to even get the point.
Yeah, they have the Transcendence. They're coming up on Bob, but really the fact that they had to commit that Valkyrie means that the healing presence is not going to be there for them, and it is going to be there for Orbit in a sustained fight, and they have to win this in one. If anything shuts them down, they will lose out on a second point capture, and Balakay immediately, he takes down Jack, and Rogue's Bob is gonna take down Truth, and the minefield is out, and it's just an ult smash. Every Q in the game coming out for the side of Orbit, and they're gonna shut down that offense. No 6-6 for you, NPC. Dirt are not gonna manage to cap point B.
11 Qs on the board, 11 Q buttons smashed. Name of the game, and it went the side of the defense on that one. Like I said, or like you said, Bard, the not having that Valkyrie honestly paid big dividends for that defensive side, because the AoE healing was essentially gone at that point.
Yeah, without that extra healing, it becomes so much harder to stay alive, especially when you have something like a Bob on the point damaging you, when you have a minefield that you have to push through to take the cap, and when you have to deal with Shinobu on that McCree. He popped that Deadeye, and the lower HP those tanks were, the more that they were going to take, and the faster that they were going to be killed by that. So they just managed to burn down Truth regardless of that Primal Rage, and it just was so unfortunate. And now we're going to see the double hit scan offense come out again from Orbit. I don't think we're going to see Azzy on this Brig, though. I think that's I think that'll swap.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe. I don't know. Yep, they will be swapping over to the Mercy, but they are sticking with this Torbjorn. Like I said, Torbjorn is a really good tank buster. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they want to play this.
Yeah, I think they're going to try and do the same defensive hold that Orbit did on that first point, which worked so well for them. So now we get to see, and now Robe proving that he's not just a projectile DPS, he's a full flex, staying on that Ashe and doing a ton of damage. You know, the Dynamite really is a projectile, so Ashe should be reclassified. But Shinobu is going to be the one pulling out the Hanzo, a reversal of roles for both of these guys here as Vanguard takes down Balakay, and that is going to be the first pick. Bluebit getting hyper aggressive, not afraid of that Discord Orb at all, and the damage on Jack is going to force them to withdraw. And now Bluebit, he can play on this low ground. He's not going to get punished. Truth cannot engage aggressively here, but Jack and Dragon are going to make sure it doesn't matter. They take down Bluebit and Balakay early, and the fight has already swung in the favor of Dirt.
Yeah, Orbit got very, very split there, and once your team splits like that, it's just a matter of who you want to go pick off first. And Truth and Jack did a really good job of engaging onto the squishier group of Robe, Azzy, and Balakay, and they just picked them off.
Yeah, I think Orbit got a little too aggressive there, a little too overconfident, and you know what they say, overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer, but in that case, it was fast, and it came in the form of a bullet from Dragon, and now the damage is still there. Balakay manages to take down that Torb turret, though, so they can't split their push, but Shinobu, he gets pressured so heavily by Jack, barely manages to make it out as they force the defense matrix, but Dragon, once again with a bullet to the head, and Vanguard takes down Shinobu. The DPS are just fragging out on their opposites on the opposing team. And now the ult advantage is clearly in the favor of Dirt. And there's nothing really being found by Orbit on this strange ball Sigma comp.
Absolutely. But Dirt's going to come in with 6 ultimates here compared to the 3, maybe 4 ultimates that Orbit's going to have.
Yeah, this ult advantage, this is going to be a full 6 coming out from Dirt here, and 4 coming out from Orbit. That bomb is not going to catch anyone. I think they thought it would drop a little lower so they can get it in the doorway. A very ambitious bomb coming out. Despite the fact that they didn't catch anyone, it's definitely a bold strategy for them to go through. And Jack is still going to be up on this high ground. They get stunned out. No defense matrix, and Bluebit is going to chase them. And now Vanguard's going to commit this Torbjorn ultimate. He gets a little bit of damage, but Jack is going to be dropped really low. And Shinobu hits the arrow across, takes down both DPS. Dink, and Vanguard and Dragon are dead. The resurrection comes out from Pausi, but the Dragon is going to come across towards Dragon as Shinobu commits that ultimate ability, and Robe commits the Bob. He takes down Truth before Dragon's Bob can take down Robe's. Bluebit gets that minefield out, takes down Pausi, and Dragon, he'll trade out Balakay, but the res is there, and Dragon just has no one to help him here. Tasty cannot commit anything more to this fight after using the Transcendence and just gets taken down. Jack and Vanguard are surely soon to follow, and now Orbit, they're gonna cap point A, and they are going to have a very slight ult advantage with this Sig ultimate coming online, and Azzy might be able to build that Valkyrie before the next fight.
That Sigma ult alone could be enough to win them this point, depending on how hard they push in with it. Because as of right now, the side of Dirt has absolutely nothing to counter it.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. They've swapped over to the meta, but that might not make a difference. He catches some of them in it, and the damage is out. Jack gets demeched. Truth is low, and they're going to chase him down. Shinobu and Bluebit take down Truth, and Tasty in turn. Solstice gets traded out, but it's not going to matter. And now, oh no, Vanguard is trapped in a very poor position. He gets taken out by Balakay, and Azzy gets the resurrection, and there goes the Valkyrie. That extra healing is just there for the side of Orbit, and the damage is there as well. Shinobu takes down Jack, so they can't keep contesting as a baby diva, and now the Transcendence comes out as well from Balakay, and now Vanguard forced to swap over to the Doomfist to contest. He hits the transcending Zenyatta. He's not going to be able to take anyone out, and that is going to be a map win from Orbit in overtime. 4-3.
Balakay and Shinobu are the unsung heroes for Orbit right now. They are absolutely popping off. Between the amazing discords, the Fragyata picks off, doesn't matter. Those two are really putting in a lot of work right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a different animal. Shinobu, surprisingly, pulling out the Hanzo there. Not someone we normally think of as a projectile DPS. We think of him as a hit scan. It's normally Robe that's playing the projectile, but Orbit, seemingly uncaring to our opinions of what they should be running, are going to swap that around and just show us that they can use that to win the game. And I've got to say, as weird as this ball Sigma comp is, it's really fun to watch.
It is, because like I said before, your Sigma is in charge of taking care of your healers, giving them a shield, able to pop that kinetic grasp when he needs to. Just a lot of damage to not denial that could be going onto your backline. And with just about everybody except Blue Blitz playing around that shield, it's being really big dividends for him. They're just letting Blue Blitz go bad crap crazy. I don't know if I can say that word on stream, but
I can get away with bad crap.
I can get away with bad crap. Going bad crap crazy in their backline, and an uncontested wrecking ball can swing a game.
Yeah, and they swapped. They had that Sombra there on that second point on the contest near the end, trying to shut down that Hammond assassin coming out from Bluebit, but it just was not to be. And so we are going to move to map 3, and it's going to be 1-1 as we go into hybrid. So this is going to be incredibly interesting to see what Dirt pick here, because if they can pick a map, if they can somehow just pick a map that denies Hammond any value or denies this weird off-meta comp that Orbit are finding success with, then they might just win by default by being better in the meta. But if they can't find a map that does that, if they can't shut down the side, the Bluebit Solsta Wrecking Ball Sigma composition, it's going to be really tough for them to bring this back if this composition does not become punished.
Absolutely. I think from the side of Dirt, they need to stick on that Sombra. Sombra's so good at taking care of Wrecking Ball, taking care of Sigma, taking care of Zen, and that's what they need to be sticking on. When they're trying to compete with the DPS, it allows the tanks and supports to just run wild. And that's honestly what helped Orbit win that last map, was that Dirt was so engaged with their DPS that they just forgot about everybody else.
Yeah, and it's weird. I don't think Ball Sig has been played a lot, so I'm just thinking of what to call it. And I think I've got the perfect name. I think I'm going to call it Football, because it makes sense. One of them has feet, and one of them has a giant ball that they play in. And obviously Hammond is the one who has the feet, and Sigma has the rocks. So they have the big ball. So I think that's what I'm gonna call it, I think, for the rest of this stream. We are gonna be going to hybrid though, and it's going to be Eichenwald. So is this a map where they can deny that Sigma ball, or what's going on with this map pick?
I do agree. First point for Wrecking Ball isn't really the best because of how not necessarily open it is. There's just not many grappling angles for a Hammond to get. So it's going to be very hard to run a Wrecking Ball here, but Sigma could still be run here. And for just in case any of you sports ball fans are curious, Tampa Bay clinched the series against New York. So I'm very happy about that one.
Speaking of football, no, I think this is a really interesting map. Whatever, they're the same. Speaking of this map, though, going back to Eichenwald, this is a really interesting map pick because Robe is in the map. And Robe has this devastating Pharah that he can pull out. And historically, Eichenwald is a map where Pharah gets a lot of value on these first and second points here. I don't think we're going to see that, because we're going to see the Overwatch League playoff meta coming out from Orbit with double hit scan instead of double sniper. Shinobu's going to be on that McCree, and Robe's going to be on the Ashe. And this is such a weird composition because you have nothing to keep you alive with outside of those shields. You have to play the natural cover, and when your whole team's behind natural cover, what are your hit scans supposed to do?
Exactly. And I also find this Roadhog pick very, very interesting, because there's a lot of ways you could play the Roadhog right now. Because honestly, the only thing that counters him with Dirt's comp is the Sombra.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's got to be the Sombra that the hook coming out immediately from Bluebit is going to catch Truth, but it's not going to be punished. And Dragon on the Sombra is instead going to punish Solsta, and Dragon takes down Bluebit too. We were talking about this Sombra, and Dragon with an immediate 3K, already 50% of this EMP. The Tank Buster coming out, and it's not even the Reaper. Dirt cap point A in a dominant fashion.
Absolutely. I like the McCree pick here. If you are trying to counter this meta comp, McCree shuts down both Sombra and Bluebit with the hook. Absolutely nasty hook onto Tasty. But like I was saying though, the McCree pick is really good at countering Sombra and Reaper. But Shinobu's switching over to the Widowmaker. I don't know if this is the best move.
I like the Widowmaker here because you can punish the Reaper before he can get himself into a good position, and you can maybe catch those supports, but the peel has to be there from your team if you get dived, and it's going to be very, very risky to pull this out. This is a win or lose scenario, and Shinobu immediately DMX Jack and domed him in the head. A beautiful double headshot, I think, coming out from him there. And Robe is going to take down Pousey, and there is just nothing to counter this double hit scan because the dive just can't be set up yet from the side of Dirt. And I think they're just going to wait for Dragon to have this EMP.
Yeah, that is a really good play from the side of Dirt. They need to wait for this EMP. All they really need to they need to get these guys. They need to get Orbit off of high ground. And the second they're able to displace Shinobu is when they're going to win.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to come down to pushing them off this high ground. They managed to do it. Truth gets hooked, and he's discorded, and he's low. The Roadhog is just going to do so much damage, but Balake can't trance on time to save him or Azzy, and now Orbit. They're put in such a really terrible position because of all that cleave damage. Robe manages to punish Truth on the extended dive there, but Jack is just going to take him down. Solsta lands the Sigma Balls to take down Dragon there, and the damage is going to be done. Shinobu might be able to catch someone out of position here, but he just misses that shot, and it is very, very tough now for the setup to come back with enough natural cover for Orbit. As I say that, though, Bluebit with a beautiful hook onto Truth, and now suddenly Dirt might have to reset here. And Shinobu, he's looking for this pick. He's just going to miss that shot, but he follows it up and takes down Pousey as Robe takes down Vanguard. And you know what I was saying about how hard it'd be to regroup? I stand corrected.
Shinobu looking for the spawn feed, getting aggressive. Oh, very close.
So close.
Dirt have 5 ults here coming in, and all they really need to do is pick an EMP combo, and they essentially win the point.
Yeah, any EMP combo here. Oh, the hack is going to come out on Bluebit before the EMP, so they can't hook them out of it, and Dragon's just going to chase them down. Jack uses the bomb and doesn't even need the EMP. Takes down Shinobu, and Dirt, they don't need any ults here. They just needed bomb, and they've won this fight and taken this point. Solsta gets rezzed, but it's all for naught as he takes a dip off the map, off the bridge, and suddenly Orbit don't look like they can recontest here.
Yeah, they're going to need a miracle play, but they do have 3 very, very high impact ults coming online here.
Oh, Bluebit, he's going to use his early, but the EMP comes out and Vanguard has the damage. The EMP is not going to be able to catch the Bob there, and Jack is going to be taken out of his mech. But Jack, as a baby diva, takes down Balake. Tasty takes down Azzy as the triple melee finishing blow comes out for the side of Dirt here. Orbit can't contest. Bluebit swapping over to that ball to try and contest, but it's just not going to work.
Once again, Dirt only used 2 ultimates there. They used EMP and they used Beat, and they pretty convincingly won that too.
Yeah, very convincingly. Shinobu now going to swap over to the Junkrat. A very good pick for this point in particular. Too many tight angles and not a lot of places where you can escape, but it's not going to matter when you have Dragon tearing up your backline. Dragon, he kills Balake. Bluebit trades him out, but it's not going to matter because all of his cleave damage is on display for Truth as he takes down Robe. And now Orbit, they're just forced to play passive. They've got to back up. The Transcendence has to be committed for them to contest the point, but it doesn't look like it's going to last for very long. Shinobu doing damage, but he just can't find the finishing blows. The Death Blossom comes out, and it's enough to force them off the point. And that is a forced withdrawal there for Dirt, and they are going to cap all 3 points with a sizable time bank.
Yeah, absolutely. 237, which is a pretty good time bank here. And Orbit just looked lost after, honestly, the whole map, they just looked lost. Not really, it looked like they were not on the same page. They had no clue what combos they were going to use, so on and so forth. And once again, the question has to be asked, do you change up the comp? Because as of right now, the Hog Sig isn't looking too hot.
Yeah, they're gonna pull it back out here. They're on offense. They've got time to change it. The thing is they have to change this. They have to either win with this comp on a map pick coming out from Dirt, or they have to change it up to a composition where they can beat Dirt on one of their map picks. Because with the way that these maps are selected by the losing team, they aren't going to have enough maps left if they lose every map pick from Dirt to win this series. If they lose every map pick that Dirt picks, if Dirt just picks the maps where they can't run these weird Sigma comps, it's going to be so much harder for them to actually win this series. They will just lose it, so they have to win this here.
Absolutely, and it looks like they're trying to go with a lot of sustain. But once again, though, Sombra is so good at taking out those self-sustained characters, like your Wrecking Ball, like your Hogs, like your Sigmas. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Orbit wants to play this.
Yeah, it becomes very difficult here. Jack taken low, though, forced to back out, dropped to 30 HP, and they don't manage to demech Jack, but they do take down Truth as Robe now pulling out the Hanzo. I think we've seen enough from Orbit. They're not going to run this weird projectile on hit scan and hit scan on projectile. They're swapping it up. People are playing what we know they play, and Robe is just running rampant on this Hanzo, absolutely decimating the side of Dirt. And there's nothing that Dirt can do here. An equally impressive point A capture coming out from Orbit.
Robe said, Shinobu, whatever you can do, I can do better. His Hanzo is absolutely popping off right now, and let's see if Robe can keep that up going into these next few points.
Yeah, I've got to say, like, Shinobu is 80% to an ult here, and Solsta has an ult, so it's not like no one else was doing damage. Robe was just able to follow up incredibly there. Now, Bluebit, this is not where you want to be stuck, my friend. He gets taken down by Vanguard, but Robe trades out. They take down Jack, get him out of that mech, and take him out of the fight. The Dragon being committed to force Dirt away from this fight here, but Dragon has this EMP. If they can use the combos effectively, they're gonna have to wait though, because what do they have to combo with this? Maybe Vanguard?
I think that's what their plan is going to be. Probably try to hack the Ooh, never mind.
They're committing with the Coalesce. And Vanguard, he's gonna take down Bluebit early. You can't escape there really if you're playing the Roadhog and you get EMP'd, because that Reaper does so much damage, but the EMP on its own with the Coalescence is going to be enough to win that fight, and now 4 ults are going to come online for the side of Dirt, and only 3 are readily available for the side of Orbit.
If Dirt's ult tracking was anywhere near correct, they would have known that Solsta has that Gravitic Flux, and as a Moira, when your Lucio doesn't have that beat drop, all you really have to do is fade out and press Q to save your team, so...
Yeah, now the Transcendence committed early. It's not going to save Solsta, though. Poor Solsta. He's been taken down when these trances are up a number of times this match, but Bluebit and Shinobu's Bob are going to be able to turn this around. It is now a 4v4 as Vanguard takes down Bluebit, but that Reaper is still up. That damage is still available, and the bubble's going to come out. It's busted down now, but there's not as much that they can do, and Vanguard is just sitting here with that Death Blossom looking for a kill. Tasty takes down Solsta as a trade back for Truth, but Tasty with 2. She takes down Shinobu as well, and that is very well done coming out from the Moira.
Absolutely. Honestly, this is... We're seeing from Dirt right now that the more heals, the better for your tank line. Even though Orbit does have that self-sustaining tank with the Roadhog, it's not really mattering, because Vanguard and Dragon are just WM1ing into Bluebit.
Yeah, it really does come down to that, and the EMP comes out again, catches 3, and it catches exactly who it needs to. Solsta gonna commit the ult here, and they manage to take down 2. Solsta takes down Dragon and Pousey, manages to take down, manages to get Azzy the room to resurrect Bluebit, and now the dropping TP for Vanguard to escape, and still that Death Blossom has not been committed.
Honestly, this is a very smart play from Vanguard. He's looking for the right moment. He's looking for the opportunity where he can get crazy amount of damage in, because Orbit...
the Dragon comes out, and it catches half their team. They're forced to reposition here, and Bluebit, he forces them into a corner and uses that ultimate ability, but Vanguard says, my shotguns are bigger than yours, but Robe says it doesn't matter, I'm gonna shoot you in the head. He takes him out. D-Mex Jack as well, and now Truth is so low, forced to commit that primal, but it's just him on point as Azzy getting the melee kill. Dragon taken out by Solsta, but Truth is gonna take Balake off the map, and he's just managing to stay alive here, and Solsta, no, he's gonna get booped off by Powsy, and that's 3 environmental kills coming out for the side of Dirt in that fight.
Honestly, that primal from Truth was absolutely massive. He booped Balake and Solsta right off the map. And yeah, Dragon got the kill credit for Solsta, but man, that primal saved him that point.
Yeah, there was absolutely no option there but to commit it, and he managed to get as much value as humanly possible out of it. The man is going bananas, pun intended, on this Winston, and now the damage being done. Robe already has another Dragon though, and he dodges the EMP so he can use it, but Soul gets taken out by the Coalescence, and Robe, he's not going to be able to contest here. The reset has to come out fast from Orbit here unless they are going to commit this Death Blossom. It looks like they might be trying to do that, but Housy's going to take Balake off the map, and already this fight is looking hopeless for the side of Orbit. They have to recontest here. They have to reset, and they are going to be taking a dive off the map into the river. They have just enough time, I think, to recontest.
This Death Blossom from Powsy is going to have to be absolutely monumental, because the side of Orbit's coming in with a lot of ults here, and a lot of big impact ults as well.
Yeah, it's got to be a big beat here, but it might not matter if they get caught and have to use it in that signal. Robe with the double kill on the Hanzo. The man is going crazy with this bow and arrow, and the damage is there. Powsy, he can't get the beat out at all. Jack gets taken out of mech and taken down, and Robe with another double kill. That's 4 for him in that fight.
Robe is an absolute madman on this Hanzo. He is farming dragons like no other. And they didn't use a singular, or they used one ultimate there, I'm sorry, with the Death Blossom from Shinobu.
I think they used the Valkyrie as well,
Yes,
unless they had to make a swap, but Valk is one you can get away with using in most fights, whereas that Death Blossom just does so much damage, and it got so much value as Shinobu. He takes down 2, and the EMP once again misses Robe. He gets the Dragon out, takes down Powsy, and that's another fight where they don't have to beat, and Robe with another one to follow up, another 2k from him, and 2 for Solsta as well. DPS tanks and DPS getting the damage done.
Robe is saying, I'm not going home tonight, fellas. We're living to fight another day. He is trying his damnedest to single-handedly carry this Orbit team right now.
And here comes the Primal Beat combo, and that is enough ultimates committed with that Coalesce to drive Orbit off this point. If they want to play for a win, though, they have to cap it before time runs out, and Robe is going to make that a possibility as he takes down 2. Truth dropped incredibly low, and Jack's mech is also going to be dropped down to 1 shot from this Hanzo, and that's another Dragon from Robe! The man just doesn't ever not have the Dragon Strike, but with 5 seconds left, there might not be enough time as Vanguard commits the Death Blossom. He gets taken down, and the cap is going to come through, I think, for Orbit here as the contesting Death Blossom comes out from Shinobu. But they are now going to be playing for a draw if they can manage to clean this up. And Jack, he gets dropped down, uses that Diva Bomb, gets the pick onto Balake, and the EMP is going to come out too, catches 4 of them. Solsta the only one to dodge it, and Vanguard's gonna follow it up on this Doomfist swap, takes down 2. Bluebit dies as well, and there is just no one left from Orbit. What looked like an unlosable fight is now suddenly looking unwinnable as Dirt take map 3.
If I was Robe, I'd be thinking to myself, what more do I have to do? He put on a Hanzo clinic, and unfortunately it wasn't enough. This Dirt team is showing amazing resilience right now and not giving up.
Yeah, absolutely. And their use of these meta compositions is absolutely insane. And I don't want to be biased, all right, but I've got to say, Robe is looking absolutely insane on this Hanzo, and I don't think it is a coincidence that he is running the Soul Dynasty Hanzo skin there. The man knows what's up, and the man is absolutely cracked and jacked on that Hanzo. But I think we have to look over to the other side as well. Truth, Pousey, and Dragon all having an incredible map there. That's an EMP, I think, every other fight for Dragon. Absolutely incredible coming out of them. They built that clutch EMP in the last seconds. Just absolutely stunning gameplay coming out from those three.
Absolutely. It's going to be very interesting to see how Orbit wants to either counter this meta comp or try to continue to run this off meta, more of a hard counter to the meta comp that they're trying to succeed here. It's going to be very interesting to see which way they want to go with it. But with that being said, though, we do have a 10-minute halftime.
Yeah, we are going to be jumping into that halftime. And when we come back, we will get to see what map they pick for the side of Orbit. It's going to be very interesting to see, are they going to pick a map where they can run this Hammond Sigma, or are they going to pick a map where they have to run the meta? We will have to wait and see, but we will see you guys in just a few minutes. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Overwatch Tranquility. We have a barn burner of a match going right now as Orbit, the number 6 seed in Transcendence tier, are playing Dirt, the number 11 seed. This has been an incredible match as we've seen it go back and forth, back and forth. J-Star, what are you expecting as we go into this first escort map, which is going to be Havana?
Well, it was Orbit's pick, and both Robe and Shinobu have shown their prowess on the snipers. So I wouldn't be surprised if they went for a double sniper setup here.
Yeah, that would be very interesting. We've seen Robe on the Ashe. We've seen him playing this hit scan, and we've also seen him absolutely decimating on the Hanzo. But if there's one thing we know about Havana, especially point 1 and the third point, is that Widowmaker reigns supreme. So we have to be watching Dragon and we have to be watching Shinobu here to see which one of them is going to get the better of these Widowmaker duels.
Honestly, I think a lot of it falls on Truth and Jack as well, because with them running that Winston Diva, the meta composition right now, if they're able to just live on top of Shinobu, it won't matter. It won't matter which Widowmaker is better.
That's true. If Shinobu can't get anything done from the tank pressure, then there is absolutely nothing he can do to click on the heads of the DPS. So, as important as it is to see which Widowmaker can hit these shots and win these fights, it's often more important to see which of the tank lineups can keep their team in that space more effectively. So, as we get in here, we are going to see which team has the better understanding of how to play these maps and these compositions.
Absolutely. Also, Afara isn't completely out of the equation here too.
Oh, don't get me excited. I've hyped up Farah in 2 out of 3 of the maps that we've played so far, and no one has played them.
It's okay, Bard. We're guaranteed at least 5 maps here, so the possibility is still open. But it looks like Dirt's going to be pulling a page out of Orbit's playbook here.
Ooh. And Orbit going to be pulling a page out of the classic Brawl playbook here. They're going to run the double sniper Ryan Zarya Brawl. They want to hold this corner aggressively. They don't want to give up any space, but they also want to allow their DPS to pop off. They don't need the Lucio. They don't need anything to move them around really on this defense. So they're going to have that Mercy to pocket those DPS, and they're going to have the Ana there from Balake to keep their tanks alive. This is a very interesting composition being mirrored by the Overwatch League composition, really.
Absolutely. And once again, Bluebit. Ooh, that was a really, really close engagement there. Bluebit rolling my favorite skin in the game right now, that Atlantic All-Stars, or the All-Star skin. The Reinhardt, absolutely love it. Ooh, Shinobu.
Oh, boo. You cannot be doing that so early in the map, my friend. Shooting through the bushes, takes down Jack as they try and escape, and now the push has to come in through this inside where the snipers can't get those sight lines, but it's just going to funnel them into these Brawl tanks. And now, Truth, he has to take these off angles. He has to find the hook so that they can punish, so that they can get this pick. But if they can't, there's not going to be anything left here for the side of Dirt, but they are getting such monumental cart progress. Solsta, he gets hooked, the bubble goes up, and the nade comes out from Balake to keep him alive. The healing is there, but the Discord Orb is going to drop him low, and now Bluebit stuck alone on the objective point. He has to go in and contest at this point. It's just going to roll through uncontested, and now Dragon on the high ground is just getting this damage for free, dropped to 1 HP before he gets back to his healers. Shinobu, though, hits the headshot, takes down Vanguard, and Tasty is going to get the pick back onto Shinobu. Both DPS here going to be resurrected. Truth trying to escape. He gets the healing off. The damage is out to keep him back, but it's not going to matter. This point is going to be captured with no actual full fight for the side of Dirt.
Yeah, it was very awkward because Orbit just held the S key, hoping that their snipers could get a pick, but they held the S key too much, and Dirt was just able to kind of roll through without a contest.
Yeah, absolutely no real contest coming out from Orbit here, and that's so tragic because they had what they needed. They had all the pieces, and Robe here, you can see he was doing the damage. He's already got that dragon without a real fight, and they got the ultimates. They're almost having 6 come online. They just couldn't contest this point, and now they have to push in. They have the walls coming out. The grab is available. The damage is there for Truth as Solsta gets nanoed, and now, oh no, Jack has to try and escape. Survival is not going to matter. Solsta takes him down. The grab committed there, maybe a bit too hastily, but Robe is going to follow up on it and take down both DPS.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that grab there, but Robe once again clicking heads. I think that might have been a little bit of a miscommunication there with using the grab, because they had that grab dragon combo online.
Yeah, the grab dragon was there. I think Solsta expected there to be more of a point presence, but after the tanks went down, Elge backed up, and Truth, he's on the flank here, the tank in your backline, and Jack is gonna get the ult committed, doing damage as the Bob comes out from Dragon, and Truth is gonna manage to take down Azzy. Shinobu takes down Bob, but that's not going to be enough as Robe, oh no, Robe gets taken down by Dragon, and Balakay trades out onto Vanguard, but it's not going to matter because Dragon is going insane on the Ashe here with a triple kill, and there's nothing Shinobu can do but get taken down by the Mercy. The pistol pulled out, and they get the res in the end as well.
The Glock is just too strong sometimes, even for the best aim, even for the people with the best aim in the game. Bluebit's going to go over to that hog, though.
Yeah, Bluebit, he's going to make the swap, and now this is the Washington Justice versus the current Overwatch League composition. Damage versus, I want to say sustain, but I don't think you really have much sustain with either of these comps. And Dragon is going to be forced off of the high ground. The Nano goes through onto Robe. I think the Nano was perhaps meant to take down the enemy sniper from Dragon, but Shinobu's gonna take out Truth. The resurrection comes through, but Solsta has time to punish Jack. Tasty though on the Zenyatta can output so much damage that Bluebit is taken out of this fight, and now with the Transcendence it's gonna be so much harder, but they have the grab and there's no trance to counter it anymore, and it's gonna be used on point just to capture this Tracer so she can't escape. Rogue takes her down, but the triple kill comes out from the side of Dirt, and there is not much that the side of Orbit can do, especially when Truth gets the close click onto Robe there and takes him down. Dragon takes out Shinobu, and the damage is out from Bluebit, but he gets hooked out of his breather, and there is nothing that they can do as Solsta comes back out on the ball just to contest, and he's going to be forced back. Dirt is going to cap point 2, and they have 3 minutes to take this elusive third point.
Once again, Orbit looks lost. I said this before, but man, it's really coming to fruition now. But right as I say that, they take down the big, meaty HP pool, turn that hog into bacon.
Yeah, Balakay with a huge volley there, taking down the I guess main tank that is the Roadhog on the enemy team here. And now Jack has to play passive while they come back from spawn. And Shinobu, the man does it miss, ladies and gentlemen, with the double headshot kill there. Takes out Dragon, takes out Jack, and lets his team just roll through on this forward corner.
Shinobu clicking heads, doing what he's done all season. I was going to say we're going to see the double sniper again, but it will not look like it as Vanguard goes over to the Genji.
Yeah, Robe is going to stay onto this Genji as well. We've seen what Vanguard can do. We have not seen Robe on it yet. The blade comes out, and the damage is there with the Mercy pocket. Jack drops so low, but Dragon catches him in midair, and Azzy pocketing Robe going in with their DPS. It's a valiant effort, but Dragon takes them down too. And now Shinobu, I think, has to hit some heroics here to keep them in this fight as Balakay gets taken down by Dragon. Shinobu, there's the first one. He manages to take out the Widowmaker. He puts up that Venom Mines, but he can stay alive. But Powsy just has the resurrection, and I don't think There is a chance for Shinobu to turn this. Solsta, he gets hooked, dropped low. Jack takes him down, and that is a big pick for Dirt here as Vanguard takes out Shinobu on the aggressive window peek. And now Robe, he swapped over to that Hanzo just for this fight. He already has 50% all charge. He is doing the damage. He knows he can help his team out here, but it's just not enough as the cart is being pushed in by Dirt. And once again, there's just no one from Orbit here to contest. The Sigma ultimate is used, the Gravitic Flux. It catches two, both Transcendences and both Fluxes used to counter each other. But Truth is going to get the better of Bluebit and take him down. Dragon with a clean shot. He manages to take down Shinobu, and Vanguard can use the blade. He gets 3, and despite heroics from Rogue, Dirt is going to push the objective point in.
You know, Orbit did a really good job of collecting themselves, saying, hey, look, we just play our game, we play slow, play for Shinobu and Robe to just get picks. And it was unfortunate that Dirt just came in and pretty much just pressed Q, but doing that game plan led them to whittle that time bank down from what looked like to be a 2.5 minute time bank to less than 1 minute.
Yeah, that could have been so good coming out from the side of Orbit. They had all the pieces that they need, but unfortunately, this Overwatch League meta is just being run better by Dirt. And this is so interesting to see that when it comes down to these mirror metas, we saw it on map 1 and we're seeing it now. Dirt just seemed to have the better coordination and the better grasp of these unorthodox new metas. Something has to change here, and it might just be on this offense, starting with the double sniper, the Widow, and the Hanzo. Comfort picks can go a long way in Overwatch, and Shinobu and Robe are definitely on theirs.
I was going to say, Azzy from the side of Orbit was on the Ana, and honestly, if they're going to run a Hog and Sig, I like the Ana pick, and especially paired along with the Zen. Yeah, there we go. Ana is so good at countering. Oh, right as I say that, as he switches back onto the Mercy, but I really do like the Ana. He's really good at taking care of the Roadhog, really good at denying that Transcendence healing, too.
Yeah, a little indecisive, I think, coming out from the side of Orbit. And now Shinobu's so patient. He has that Sonic Arrow. He's waiting to see who he can catch. And it's going to be no one as Vanguard takes out Bluebit instead. He gets some damage onto Robe, and Vanguard has just looked so good on the projectile DPS here. And I've got to say, Truth has looked so good on this Roadhog as well. He's holding this corner excellently, punishing aggression when it is there, and Vanguard is just always there to follow up on his tank Space Maid.
The battle of the tanks right now is being won by Dirt.
Oh, Dirt max range hook and Vanguard. Vanguard is going to follow up on it, and that is what I mean. Vanguard is insane on these projectile DPS.
Absolutely. Like I was saying, though, the tank battle is being won by the side of Dirt. Jack and Truth just look far more comfortable on this Hog Sigma comp compared to Bluebit and Solsta.
Yeah, we were seeing Solsta run rampant on this Sigma earlier, but with the Hog there coming out from Truth, he just seems to not have the space that he used to. And you've got to think, with these changes, oh, the Dragon is used, the hook comes out onto Truth, but the Dragon's going to deny that space, and Vanguard and Dragon himself are going to be able to follow up on it and just do all the damage needed. Bluebit finally takes Vanguard out of this fight with a good hook combo, but it's not going to matter because Pousey is there to resurrect him.
Honestly, if I was Orbit right now, I'd say, let's get off this comp. We're not doing too hot on it. Let's go dive and pressure the snipers out and just ignore their front line in general.
Yeah, they're gonna try using the ultimate here from Solsta. Balakay is gonna follow up on it and take down Truth, and there comes the Dragon with no Transcendence to shut it down. The damage is there onto Jack, and Solsta gets the resurrection. Gets the pick, onto Jack to follow it up, and no resurrection is gonna come out as Solsta takes down Vanguard as well. Dragon gets the trade, but Bluebit gets the trade as well, and the tanks from Orbit are just putting this fight on their back, absolutely rolling through the side of Dirt.
It's like they can hear me, Bard. I said the tanks needed to step up, and what do? They step up.
Absolutely.
And once these tanks are able to start making these plays, Orbit starts winning.
Oh, for sure. And Solsta now taking down Truth, and Balakay trading out at a Tasty. They get the resurrection with the help of that shield from Jack. Oh no, but the hook comes through, and oh no, Howsey manages to escape, but it's only temporary as Shinobu with a triple rolls through the side of Dirt, and suddenly Orbit are showing signs of life once again.
Honestly, I'm a little bit biased here, Bard, because I'm a tank player, but Bluebit and Solsta made that space for Shinobu to do everything there. They were up in the face of Truth and Jack that whole time, and there wasn't really much those two could do.
Oh, the aggressive bob used from Shinobu just to slow down the engagement and find out where they're coming from. They see which point they're at, and Shinobu, with that knowledge, is going to take down Truth with a dinky headshot right to the head. Nothing the Truth can do to get out there, even with his self-sustain. And Bluebit is going to punish Solsta as well, and they can't get there. Howsey can't get a resurrection as Balakay takes down two. Balakay gets the Ash and the Mercy. You're not safe when this man is on Zenyatta, and he takes down Vanguard as well. Truth, he gets a pick onto Rogue, but at this point it's just a consolation prize as Orbit push their way through, and the consolation prize, like a kid at the fair, just gets yanked out of his hands as he resurrects Rogue.
Juke, are you sure you're not showing us an OWL replay from Jonak? Right. At this point, I'm not sure, but Balakay, man, is going ham on that Fragyata right now.
We've seen Dragon, and we see Shinobu make the swap over. Solsta catches 3 in that Gravitic Flux, and they are forced to commit the Transcendence, and both teams, again, trading Flux, trading Trans, and we get to see who comes out on top. Dragon is going to get the first pick, swinging this in the side of Dirt, taking down Solsta with a clean headshot, and Robe is not going to have the chance to escape here. Shinobu gets the better of his Widow counterpart, clicking on the head of Dragon superbly, but Howsey is going to be there to resurrect, and Azzy cannot get the resurrection to bring this fight back even for Orbit, so they have to take the time to reset and wait for this point. And now Solsta, he gets dropped low. He's barely alive, but Shinobu, he knows the Dragon is playing patient. He knows they're waiting for that, and he takes down the Widow counterpart again with a headshot. And Robe now, with the extra space, no sniper to contest with, he takes out Truth. Jack and Bluebit are just trying to trade this out here. Solsta, though, is going to get Jack, and Shinobu takes down Vanguard. But Truth, he gets resurrected by Powsy, and he gets a double kill, the headshot and the ultimate coming out, and he's forcing Solsta away. He gets hooked back by Bluebit, though, who also got resurrected by Azzy. And I swear we're watching two teams play in a mirror at this point.
We are, Bart. This is an insane matchup right here. Truth is switching over to the Wrecking Ball, though. Maybe to try to put a little more backline pressure on Orbit.
I think it's a mix of that, and they just want to be there to stall. They have to play this back down. They want to get them down under a minute to match. The Transcendence is committed, and it's going to last just long enough to deny the half HP damage that the Gravitic Flux does. And now Jack, he has a Flux of his own, and Balakay, he doesn't have a Transcendence to counter it. This is the first time in this round that there hasn't been a Trance to counter a Gravitic Flux. And Vanguard, he's made the swap over onto the Genji. He's trying to get Shinobu, and the game pauses as I think we've had a disconnect, ladies and gentlemen. Shinobu takes down Dragon, and that might have been a rage quit, but I don't know. It looks like they were asking for a pause on the side of Dirt.
That's a scuff on our production part. No, I'm joking, Juke. We all love you. But Shinobu's in a very precarious position right now.
Yeah, Shinobu just got the pick, but he gets taken down. It looks like there's probably some internet issues, or someone might have spilled something on their keyboard. We're going to get right back into it to see if Shinobu can survive this push. He gets the pick on a Dragon, but he's got to stay alive for this push from Vanguard. Oh, and the miss comes in. The pause actually benefits the side of Orbit, and now Vanguard 1 HP has to use the deflect and the dash to get out. And Truth, he's trying to just contest on this Wrecking Ball here, disrupting the enemy team as much as possible, and the disruption's good. He's forced them back so far, and he's not being burst down. There's nothing really to stop him, so Dragon can come back. But Shinobu, are you kidding me? That headshot on a Powsy, and there is just no healing left for the side of Dirt. Now Bluebit has to escape before he gets taken down. Vanguard manages to get the pick here, but it's just the Wrecking Ball. He's trying to pressure down Shinobu, but he doesn't have the HP. Shinobu takes him down, and now Dragon, he has no one to help him contest as Vanguard is just trying to stay alive with that Blade. He's gonna commit it here, and the pocket comes out, but Robe, are you kidding me? He clicks on the head, it takes him down, and Powsy is not gonna be able to find this resurrection here because Robe is camping that body. He is not letting you get close, and now Truth comes back on the Wrecking Ball. Tasty is holding on to this Transcendence here. He's waiting, I think, for the Gravitic Flux from Solsta, but if Shinobu can click on his head before he can use that, then the Flux can come out, but Jack is not going to let that matter. He takes down Robe, and Dragon takes down Solsta, and Orbit suddenly look lost. There's nowhere for them to go, and they've got 15 seconds to touch the point.
Once again, Juke, I gotta ask, are you sure we're not watching no WL replay? Baby Babe might be in the house, but Spawn Dragon's coming in, but I don't think it'll be enough from the side of Orbit to touch.
Well, it looks like it is not going to be enough. They had to back up, and there is just nothing that Orbit could do to get back on time there. The swap coming out from Truth onto the Wrecking Ball, and the disrupt coming out from that dive with the Wrecking Ball and the Genji is just more than enough for Dirt to wrap that up. And Vanguard, with some really impressive gameplay on the Genji, despite Robe hitting that heroic last shot, he's able to pull his team through there, and the tanks and the DPS coming out for the side of Dirt are just running rampant.
I feel like Orbit is starting to figure it out. They need to smother Dirt. They need to play the aggressive style. If they play that passive style like they have been playing the first 3 maps, Dirt's just running all over them. They need to be the aggressors. They need to get in their face. They need to give them no room to breathe. And honestly, that whole second point, they did a really good job with it. They just took all the space in the world that Dirt let them have, and they didn't let Dirt get it back.
Yeah, absolutely incredible play of things from both of these teams. Really, that was so back and forth, and honestly, with a good alt smash coming out from the side of Orbit, they really could have taken us to that extra offense. They just couldn't quite bring it back. So incredibly close game coming out here despite the scoreline, as Dirt are going to bring us up 3-1, and now we're going to go back to control, which we're going to be going to Lijiang Tower. And I don't know how to feel about this, because this is a map where quite a few metas can be played throughout the different control points.
And also need to mention, this is map point for Dirt. They have Orbit exactly where you want them. They've been giving them the old rope-a-dope the whole game, the body shots. Now Dirt's going for the knockout. And it's going to be very interesting to see if Orbit can respond and force a map 6 here.
Yeah, this really does come down to Orbit. The ball is in their court. We've seen what they can do. We've seen that they can win this. Like, they have had some fantastic gameplay in all of these maps, but they just haven't been able to execute on it consistently enough to win these maps. And if they can consistently bring this gameplay that we've been seeing from them, if they can show us what they have throughout the entire map and not just in these bursts of brilliance, then they absolutely can bring us to more maps here. But they have to win in the mirror. They just haven't won in the mirror in many of these maps.
Like I said before, Orbit, for as many good fights as they have, they look equally as lost, and they look equally as lost. And honestly, that's not a good call sign for a team like Orbit. They need to be more consistent. They need to win more fights consistently. And honestly, Dirt's just doing that more effectively.
Yeah, Dirt, they're managing their alt economy better. They're playing just slightly better as a team. And now we're going to see not quite a mirror. We're going to be seeing the brawl coming out from both teams with that sim, I think just for the TP Oh no, they're both going to be playing the Sim and the Junkrat, but one team, Dirt, is going to have this Diva, and this early contest is just going to be slightly faster because of it. And now Orbit, they're forced to back up. They have to play down on point, and Vanguard on this Junkrat is just going to rain damage, but Bluebit on the Reinhardt is just going to lay into him with that Fire Strike and take him down. And now we're going to see the benefit of the Zarya as Solstice is full charge, and there is no shield left for the side of Dirt and Truth. He is having to back up, and Orbit are going to cap this point really early, and I think this is where we're going to see them excel in this brawl as Shinobu takes down Vanguard, and for once, not quite in the mirror, but in the same compositional style, we're going to see Orbit cleanly win out a fight without really losing anything.
I like this Zarya over the Diva in this situation just for the fact that against the Junkrat Sim, you can get to that 100 charge mark so quickly, and you can start making impact so much quicker. And that's pretty obvious here as Solsta already has a grab.
Yeah, Solsta has this grab, and Shinobu and Azzy also having their ultimates, and they have this. Oh, they have the TP to back up, and now Solsta goes in, he gets the grab, catches quite a few of them, but they aren't able to get the picks, and now Shinobu, playing very safe with this tire, manages to trade out Vanguard, and there's going to be a slight advantage for Dirt here, but it might not last if these ults can be used effectively. Dragon and Truth, though, are just going to let them know that the ults don't matter. They don't even have to use them as they clear up this point.
Once again, like I've been saying this whole match, Orbit looked lost. Solsta popped the grab at a really convenient time, got a good chunk of their players, but there was no follow-up. And with no follow-up, a grab is essentially useless.
Yeah, it's just an extended CC, and now Vanguard, oh, really cheeky with this tire. He's just trying to play around the sight lines for as long as he can. He's going to come out here, and he catches Azzy. Tasty takes down Valakay, and there are no healers left alive for Orbit here. Dirt are going to firmly control this objective point.
I'm very interested to see how Truth and Jack pull off this Shatter Bomb combo, or unless they go Reddit on us and have Dragon teleport one of them behind, but I'm assuming that's the combo they're going to go for.
Yeah, they're going to have to use the bomb first, and they might just wait to see if Jack forces Bluebit to turn around here, but with the dueling sim walls coming out, both teams are going to have shields, and Truth, he's not going to manage to connect with that shatter in the way that he was hoping to. And now Bluebit with his shatter, oh, he's gonna catch exactly no one as the bomb comes out here. He was expecting it to be a Diva, and he just doesn't get the punish, and now this extended fight is going to play out, but Solstice able to build the charge up, and in the extended fight, the Zarya just has that much extra damage, and Vanguard, no, he's gonna take Shinobu's tire out of the fight, but Robe is gonna trade out, and Shinobu as well, killing their mirrors, not letting those DPS stay up in the fight, and Jack is just going to get shredded as well by Bluebit, who takes down his mirror. And Orbit are going to manage to spin this back around, but it's one fight needed for Dirt here.
Solsta needs to get big value off of this grab here. If he doesn't, then this point is all but over. We will be seeing Truth, though, swap over to the Winston.
Yeah, and both DPS, Vanguard and Dragon for Dirt, are also going to swap over to the Sombra Reaper comp, which very interesting coming out here because they're playing against the Brawl. They don't really have that damage that they can output the same way that this Brawl can, but they might just be trying to deny the value from this Zarya. And now, oh, the grab gets eaten, Jack! He denies Solsta any value. Solsta gets high charge, but it's not going to matter as the beat comes out from Powsy. And now there's nothing here. The Coalesces are going to duel the Shatter. The so big, it's a fat Shatter from Bluebit, and they take out 2-3 on the back of it, as well as demecking Jack. And while the point flip did happen, this is a clean victory coming out here for Orbit. And if they can deny the contest with this Junkrat tire, they can just close this map out.
Dragon is going to touch out the very last second, teleports out, buys his Nuffa team good time. Oh, the Dragon gets nobody, or the tire gets nobody though.
Oh, Solsta trades out on a Truth though, and Bluebit punishes Vanguard for getting aggressive onto Shinobu in that tire. Jack gets taken out of the mech, and Solsta already 85 to another grab here with this high charge damage, almost always at 100%, and Jack is going to get dropped low. And look at that, Orbit are going to take control center here from the side of Dirt.
Orbit, please listen to my words. Please keep running. I just had a brain fart. Please keep running Bluebit on the Reinhardt. He is absolutely tearing it up right now. That last shatter that he had came in absolutely clutch. Burned through that monkey bubble, and there's 3 just essentially sitting ducks for him to press Q.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to be continuing that. And really interestingly, they're going to pull out the May Reaper, which is such a dive counter composition. They know what to expect coming out from Dirt here. They know they're not going to win in the dive mirror, so they're just going to brawl so hard and so effectively with this May CC that the tanks can't really do anything. So it's going to come down to Vanguard and Dragon to get value here. And this point control war is definitely going to go in the favor of Orbit as that wall comes up, denies the escape, and splits the entirety of the side of Dirt. And already we're seeing the difference here as Tasty and Azzy are racing towards these coalesces here. Vanguard and Shinobu playing very even, but Bluebit and Truth are going to trade out onto each other. And there goes Azzy with the first coalescence, and already the bonus damage from that Zarya is going to be effective in closing out this objective point. Azzy cleaning it up on the Moira here. She is putting on a clinic on the healer.
Bard, I swear they're hearing us. Orbit is playing the comp that they really need to play. They're playing this brawl really, really well right now. They're enabling Bluebit and Solsta to do whatever they want. And because of that, Robe and Shinobu are able to reign free as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think if anything, they're taking a note from the side of Washington Justice. Oh, but the EMP comes out from Dragon. He built that up so fast. Vanguard punishes Shinobu and Robe as well, being taken down by the Reaper. And now Truth, he gets dropped insanely low. He has the Primal if he needs to back up on it, but the Coalesce is going to be used to deal the damage and keep the team up. And Dirt here, after 40% is capped, look like they're going to flip this point over in their favor. 45 as Shinobu comes back to contest, and almost 50% for the side of Orbit. And they've got some pretty powerful ults coming up here.
Absolutely. Azzy already on another way to a good coalescence. Shinobu has that Death Blossom, Bluebit with the Shatter. Some very high impact ults coming in here. But from the other side, though, they have a Primal, Bomb, Beat, and a Death Blossom.
Yeah, and they are going to come in here with pretty much 6 ults. If they can shut down anything with these ults, they're going to get value. And there's the Shatter onto Truth. He gets the beat that comes out, but Shinobu takes him down. Dragon trades out onto Balakay, and Vanguard, he's just sitting here with that Death Blossom, and he commits it. He gets 2. Solsta trades out onto Pousey, but the bomb is going to come out, and Vanguard with the shield break is going to stay alive. Dragon takes out Robe, but the Blizzard is going to come out here. Jack somehow managing to avoid getting frozen as he takes down Solsta and Bluebit, and this is where the extra sustain from that dive mobility is going to come in handy for the side of Dirt.
I don't agree with Orbit investing as many ultimates as they did, but honestly, in their minds, I think they thought it was winnable, and to an extent it was, but after their Moira went down, I think it was just fight over and they needed to back up.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see here. Now there's only
EMP?
the Death Blossom, but the EMP catches 6. Dragon just doesn't miss these EMPs. That's going to be a quick cleanup, and there is barely going to be time here for Orbit to recontest this point.
They are going to have maybe one fight if they get lucky, but Orbit's going to look to hold close here. Or no, I'm sorry, not Orbit.
Oh, Dirt, they are holding close, and they're gonna slow this down. The contest manages to come out, and they force the Wraith out of Vanguard early. Shinobu, though, getting dropped very low and taken down by Dragon, and there is Truth with the Primal Rage to follow it up. Robe trying to stay alive on point, but there is nothing that he can do.
Yeah, honestly, they Dragon once again farming EMPs like crazy, pretty much once every 2 fights, and they were just able to combo off the EMP and win.
Absolutely, but we are going to be moving now onto Night Market, which I've got to say, of all the maps, Gardens really is the worst for Brawl here. I think Night Market has a lot of Brawl potential coming out. And if they want to keep running this Brawl on the side of Orbit, I think that they had to write off Gardens, essentially. They have to be playing for this map and for Control Center. And they want to run the Sim May, and I hope... Yeah, they're just doing this for the quick TP, and Shinobu's going to go back to the Reaper. That's a very smart idea, and they're going to play just for the point as quickly as possible. And it is going to be contested here in this back corner. They need to try not to get forced off of the map, but Robe gets booped by Powsy.
Oh,
and
another...
it's just so much damage here. Unfortunately, they don't get the second boop onto Balake. He can wall ride. He makes it back on. The hack is not there. But in this map, the point is already in favor of Dirt.
Absolutely. Dirt is doing a really good job of splitting attention from Orbit here. If I was Orbit, I'd just press WM1, try to abuse the tanks that are trying to harass your front line.
Yeah, and the freeze comes out. Bluebit with the Fire Strike. It can't be denied by the defense matrix. He takes out Powsy, and now Bluebit and Shinobu, they can just be as aggressive as they like, pushing into this backline here, and that's a triple kill from Bluebit to open up this objective point for his team.
I swear, they have some sort of telekinetic way of hearing me. Whatever I say, they do, and it's really, really working for them. They have 4 ults here online for the side of Orbit, with only 1 really in the bank for Dirt here.
Yeah, and with this ult advantage, they're going to be playing into just the Coalescence. Truth and Dragon, though, we've seen how fast Dragon can build up these EMPs. He's going to be aggressive, just doing the damage. And look, he's already got it. They're going to have the EMP. They're going to have the Primal. The grab comes out early, though, and Azzy is able to combo with the Coalescence. But the EMP catches 4. It doesn't get the beat, though. And Vanguard, because of that beat, is not going to be able to catch anyone with his Death Blossom. But Shinobu, on the other side, is not going to have a similar issue. He gets 2 with his Death Blossom and takes down Tasty in the end there. And that was a beautiful, beautiful EMP dodge from Balake to keep his team in this match.
Balake is such a smart player, knows when to back up, knows when to hide, knows when to use that beat. And he's been doing a really good job with it. And now, Orbit, right as I said that, Balake pops up again. But
what do you mean Lucio's not a sniper?
Lucio is definitely a Brawl DPS, but
he's just a range. There's no damage fall off. He's a sniper. You can't tell me any differently.
I 100% agree. And Orbit's holding on to 2 fight-winning ults.
Yeah, they've still got the Blizzard. They've got the Shatter. And they're building up really quickly to the Coalescence. We've seen Azzy get incredible value from
that is a humongous wall.
That wall is so good. It doesn't catch Jack, so they don't commit the Blizzard here. And the Shatter's going to come out. It is punishing. It slows down this push completely, and the bomb catches no one because of it. But Truth, he's going to manage to catch Balake, and Solstice is going to walk themselves off the maps. They're at 99 here. They don't have to commit any more ultimates. They can hold on to this Blizzard. They can hold on to the Death Blossom that's coming with it, and they can win this map by just hitting Q at the right times.
If I were the side of Orbit right now, I'd be calling for a dry fight, because once again, if the ult tracking is anywhere near correct, they know Dragon has his EMP. And unfortunately, Balake can't bail him out of this one. He does not have that beat online.
Honestly, if I'm on the side of Orbit, you just have to assume the Dragon always has his EMP, and there it goes. It catches 5, and they follow up on the damage, and there is just nothing that can be done with how good Dragon's EMPs have been all night.
It seems like we're consistently saying Dragon's hitting a 6-man EMP, and for probably a good reason too, because he's farming him like every other fight.
Yeah, Dragon, he's looked incredible on the Sombra here, and this not been a better meta for Sombra in quite a while. And Vanguard, he's going to commit the Death Blossom. He gets the damage out, but no finishing blows, but Pousey is there to follow it up on a blue bit, and there's the punish. The damage is just coming out there as the side of Orbit are just letting them use ultimates, because look, they've got 5 now.
This is going to be a very big Q battle. This is going to bring us back to the GOAT stays here, Bard.
Absolutely, and now with the aggression here, the Shatter comes out and it catches so many, and the grab to Shinobu with the damage on the Death Blossom, and it is just Truth, Alive, and Tasty, both using their ults to stay up in this fight, but Truth, good luck staying alive, my friend, as the Blizzard comes out, and Orbit looking like they are going to take us to more maps. The contest, though, is going to come out. Tasty gets there, but Shinobu gets the pick onto the Lucio, and Dragon now, he's just trying to get back in on this objective point and stay alive, but he does not have time to build up another one of those clutch EMPs, and it's just Jack now who is being shredded down by the enemy team, and Orbit are, in fact, going to take us to a map 6.
Orbit playing the Brawl comp really, really well here. They know what they have to do. They need to stick on this Brawl comp. And this Brawl comp is going to be what's going to lead them to success here.
Yeah, if they can keep this Brawl running, if they can keep the Shinobu Robe combo working at maximum efficiency, then they're going to be doing everything they can to win this here. And I've got to say, just looking at that map, there was such a difference from Orbit playing that Brawl comp, playing what they're comfortable with, playing what they know. And that is the difference, I think, here for Orbit. Is we saw them on Volskaya win with that weird comp that we kind of wrote out because it's what they knew. It's the comp they were comfortable with. And now we're seeing them again on Lijiang Tower, playing the comps that they're comfortable with and winning with them. So if they have anything to take away from this, it's not, oh, Shinobu's cracked, or oh, Solstice an amazing Zarya. It's play what you're comfortable with on the maps that you're playing.
Absolutely. Once again, though, like I said, or like you said earlier, I'm sorry, comfort picks is a big part of this game as well. When stuff's not going right, sometimes you have to say, look, go to what you know you're going to do good on, and we'll make it work. And honestly, that's what it looked like Orbit did, and they did really well with it. Brawl coming in and paid big dividends for them.
Yeah, it's big coming out from Orbit there, and they needed that map win because it's keeping them in this match. And if this were a normal season match, A, it'd be over, Dirt would have won. But B, this would be the chance for the reverse sweep, the triple map win in a row. So I've got to say, if I'm Orbit here, that win has to be just good for your mental. You can't let that affect, you can't let the previous maps even exist. This is map 1, you've just won control, it's time for the clean sweep. And I don't know if either of these teams are gonna win or lose this off of the mental, because both of them so far have been kind of getting steamrolled on the maps that they're losing. There are some of these, like, all of these maps have been close, but on the fights themselves that have decided points and maps, they've just been steamrolls. We saw it on Havana. Both teams literally just rolled through map point 1. There was no contest from either team. We saw it on Volskaya. When Orbit won, they just rolled right through the attack on their first round. And if there were going to be a mental difference between these teams, it would have happened already. So it's just going to come down to which team can play their best comps and can play them best the most. And I've got to say, going into the next hybrid map, we're going into King's Row. That's the Brawl map. That's perfect for Rein Zarya. If I'm Dirt, this is purely to send a message picking this map.
I 100% agree, because you're playing into what Orbit is shown that they're going to do good on. They're good on this Brawl, and this is to say, look, yeah, you can beat us on Brawl on a map, but our Brawl is better. We're just going to ram it down your throat, essentially. And once again, though, this is still match point for Orbit here. So a cornered animal is probably the most scary one because you never know when they're going to lash out. And I think we might have started to see that lash out last map from the side of Orbit.
Yeah, I think we definitely did. This Brawl damage output is just insane. And now, as we head into King's Row, are we going to see the mirror on the Brawl here? Or are we going to genuinely see... I was going to say, there's no way we're seeing Ball Diva coming out from Dirt. They want to win this game. But we are going to see the Brawl coming out from Orbit, and it's the May Reaper again. And this map, this first control point especially, so incredibly strong for May Reaper.
I agree, but if you look on the side of Dirt, Dragon on that Widowmaker can very, very easily deny both that May and Reaper from getting any value. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Dirt wants to play this. But once again, though, I do agree with you, Bard. This is playing right up into Orbit's alleyway. Right as I say that, the Dragon switches over to the Sombra.
Oh, the Sombra here could be big. And Dragon has been insane on the Sombra so far, so we're gonna have to see who gets the value more. And the Sombra gets denied on the hack. The wall goes up. There's nowhere for Dirt to run. They have to play through this. Jack, though, he punishes Robe, getting behind with that extra mobility, and Solsta, he gets up to this high charge, but it's a little too late in this fight. The burst was just there for the side of Dirt, and even though the damage output is incredible for this Brawl comp, they're forced to back up quickly to regroup.
If I were Orbit right here, I'd be perfectly okay with this. I'd say, look, we can give some ticks. Our Zarya's really kicking hard now.
Very good. Yeah, Vanguard and Shinobu are going to trade out on the main tanks, and this recontest is coming in. Robe managing to touch just barely, but it's forced off. Oh, and the contest comes out from Valake right at the end, and the grab is going to be committed. There's so much damage, but it doesn't matter. They can't keep contesting, and point A is going to go in the favor of Dirt with 5 minutes left on the clock.
Honestly, that's not that big of a hit. If I were Orbit, I'd say that's fine. They burned... honestly, 2 really big ults there with the Ko, which Tasty's almost halfway to again, and the Blossom. But you also have to look at it on the other hand, though, where you got to say, but we did burn the grab.
Absolutely. And I don't know.
And Dragon has an EMP.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know what can be used here, because this EMP is going to come out and it catches 4, and it's so big. And Balake was 1% off of the beat to save his team there, and all that is needed, because that beat wasn't there, all that Dirt needed to use was that EMP, so they get to hold on to 4 of these massive ultimates going into this next engagement.
Absolutely. Orbit does have a plethora of ultimates that they can use here to retake this. Probably the most prominent one, though, is Bluebit having to land the Surf Shatter.
Oh yeah, for sure. Bluebit has to be looking for the value here, and Balake, he's gonna commit the beat. Shinobu punishes Truth, and there goes Vanguard as well, and the Shatter hasn't even been used. No ultimates outside of the bomb being committed by Jack, and there's no EMP to even commit with the bomb. So using the bomb just to force out 2 ults there is incredible coming out from Jack.
Dragon's looking for the C9, but it looks like Balake is firmly holding down the fortress as the rest of his team gets a little bit aggressive here. Once again, though, the Shatter is going to have to be pretty big here.
Oh yeah, Bluebit, he's being patient, waiting for the Shatter. He knows that even if the Shatter isn't needed, or even if he can't find a Shatter, Rogue can have that Blizzard, and Rogue trying to force the Blizzard out. The Shatter, it gets a couple, but it's not going to be enough as the beat and Primal come out, and there is the grab. No Blizzard committed, it's just the grab coalesce, and Orbit, beautiful use of the Graviton Surge there, are going to dominate this fight. And Jax, oh Jack, this is such a brutal stagger.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't know if Juke caught this or not, but Truth was able to boop Bluebit into the wall, essentially getting nobody with that shatter.
Yeah, the shatter was not quite where it needed to be thanks to that Primal Rage from Truth, but it didn't matter because the grab was there on the follow-up, and Robe and Shinobu held on to their ults for that fight. They have Blizzard. As long as it doesn't get eaten, they've essentially secured another fight win.
Absolutely, and Dragon and Vanguard already taken down very low, though.
Shinobu.
Oh, this could be the flank of the century. Oh, here comes the EMP.
Oh, it's not going to come out though, because... Oh no, the EMP Blossom combo is just much more valuable. And if Dragon didn't have the ult there, we might have been looking at a hero ninja play coming out from the Shinobu himself. But it's just not going to work out. But they've still managed to hold on to both those ults. It's not like they committed the Blizzard and then the EMP came out and won that fight.
Absolutely. They have two very big ultimates here. And the B is invested from Balake. It looks like they are going to try to re-engage here.
Oh, for sure they're going to re-engage. And Dragon being forced to disengage from the backline. And now Bluebit, he's just being given space to work with. And there's no shield. That shatter comes through. And the damage is there from Shinobu and Solsta, taking down the tanks, taking down Vanguard. And Solsta finishes off Poussey on the way through.
And that is why Reinhardt is so much better on these brawl maps than on Winston, because of Earth Shatters exactly like that. He caught 4. Bluebit is absolutely tearing it up on the Reinhardt this map.
Yeah, absolutely incredible coming out from him. And now we are going to see the EMP bomb though on cooldown, and Robe still hasn't used that Blizzard. He's looking for the perfect opportunity, and the EMP catches 4, and the bomb following up. The Jack bomb gets 3, and that is not what you want to find in your Jack-in-the-Box bag. If you are coming out of the drive-through, that bomb is going to clear this point up, and Robe still has yet to find an opportunity to use that Blizzard.
Once again, though, Orbit's coming out with 2 fight-winning ults. But honestly, so is Dirt here. They have the Primal, they have Ko, and they have the Death Blossom here.
They have the Death Blossom, they have the Beat, and I think that Coalescence, it's gonna be used to engage here. The grab comes through, and there's the freeze, but Robe gets hacked before he can commit the Blizzard, and that's enough room for the Beat and the Death Blossom and the Primal to all come out. And Dirt, they've done so good at just denying Robe the ability to use that May.
I 100% agree. Oh, and the body block by Truth! Oh, that is heartbreaking. A la Toractin last season. The body block by Truth was absolutely massive. Denied the ball to get back to the point. And should I mention Bluebit had that shatter coming back too? That could have possibly turned the swing of that. Turned the swing of that fight.
Oh, for sure. And I've got to say, if we're looking at that half, Dragon is clearly going to be my EMP MVP for this round. The hack onto Robe, they committed the grab, they waited until they'd froze the D.Va through the defense matrix, and right as Robe is about to commit that Blizzard and just clean that fight up, he gets hacked by Dragon, and he can't use it, and he's just standing there looking around like John Travolta in The Gift from Pulp Fiction, just wondering where his odds of surviving went, and he just gets taken down there, forced to swap, and there's nothing that they can do. Dragon is absolutely putting on a clinic this match on Sombra, and he is shutting down all of the utility coming out from Robe on that May.
I agree. We will see Robe going over to the Sombra, though, and Solstice going over to the D.Va. The D.Va swap might be to try to spy check for Dragon a little bit more, because Dragon, like you said, is just having his way with Orbit right now.
Yeah, Dragon is absolutely running rampant, breathing the fire all over the enemy team, and I've got to say, Vanguard himself has also just been holding the line with that consistent Reaper damage, and now this D.Va Brawl is going to come out, a very traditional DPS setup as well, and Dragon is not going to be able to catch that early hack or denial. He's going to be forced back as the Brawl comes out onto point, and the damage from Shinobu and Bluebit in this frontline. Solsta, though, No bubble to cancel that hack is going to be forced back a bit as Truth also gets hacked, manages to get that bubble out on time to save himself and his teammates. And this is just a slow fight here, and there's no Zarya for the side of Orbit to build up that charge and gain an advantage. They just have to find the picks here, and the hacks are just being denied for Robe as Dragon is just finding this damage, already having the EMP, getting all of these high value hacks, and Azzy is going to commit the Coalescence, but the EMP comes out, catches 5, and Balake is gonna get the beat off, but it's not going to be on time to save Bluebit as Vanguard just goes crazy in the front line and takes him down, and there is nothing that can be done here as Orbit somehow managed to turn this around with the frontline damage, but the recontest coming out from Truth, and he's gonna commit that Primal Rage. Robe, he has this EMP, he wants to use it, he teleports in, he's gonna commit it, he catches 4, and that's big because the Primal is shut down from Truth, and there's the fat shatter, and Shinobu's gonna follow it up with that Death Blossom. He takes down Truth in the end, and the damage follow-up is just there with the shatter to combo with EMP.
Brilliant combo right there. I don't know if that was planned or not, but it worked beautifully for the side of Orbit right there, and let's see if they can keep this momentum going through the Streets phase.
Absolutely, and this momentum is going to be built off of the back of Solsta and Azzy here having these ultimates. Solsta just catching 1 or 2 can straight up win this fight and help them push for a last contest on Streets phase.
Absolutely, especially with only having a Winston shield to try to deny the damage. Could be very, very big here.
Yeah, and now Bluebit getting aggressive. He knows his Moira can heal him as the Coalesce comes through. And Solsta, the bomb just races towards Tasty. That's got to be terrifying if you are the opposing Diva. The Death Blossom's going to come out, but it just gets shut down by the shield and the defense matrix. Vanguard can't find anything, but the 4-man hack comes out. But Balake, once again, he dodges the hack and gets the pick. Jack is going to commit that bomb, but he catches no one, and the damage is just being traded back and forth with no clear winner here. Bluebit, he gets the shatter blocked by the bubble, and the hack comes out to punish him as he went for that Jack. Hack's trying to push through, but it's not going to matter as Truth is going to Primal and take out Robe, and suddenly this fight is so clearly going in the favor of Dirt, and the stagger might be here for Solsta.
That is very unfortunate from Bluebit. He saw the stars in his eyes. He saw the play of the game. Ooh, nice invis spot though by Solsta. He saw the stars in his eyes. He went for the shadow, but Truth had an amazing block.
Oh, and here comes the Coalesce again from both Moiras. It just seems like every time one Moira pops the Coalesce, the other one is there to duel out with them. And these dueling Coalescences are going to make a big difference. And there's the EMP! They catch 4, and Shinobu is going to be able to Death Blossom there to follow up on it. Bluebit with the charge onto Jax, and that combo was all they needed to win that. And look! Pausi didn't have the beat to beat that EMP, but Balake, he has the beat again, and he has been so good at dodging these EMPs and beating to save his team. So this Beat Blossom combination from Dragon and Vanguard might not be a possibility here.
Absolutely. Once again, the primary combo for this team comp is the EMP Death Blossom. And if Balake plays his cards right, there is not going to be a chance to do it.
And what's the EMP? But there's the beat again, and Vanguard, he got hacked by Robe. He couldn't commit that, and there's Shatter and the bomb, and Solsta, he gets 2. The Shatter bomb's just a better combo, and he takes them down, and now it's just Vanguard and Tasty trying to stay alive on point, and that is not going to be possible for them.
Once again, like I said before, I'm not going to say maintain difference, but I mean this in a literal sense. The Reinhardt on King's Row is just better than the Winston because you have a mobile shield compared to the Monkey Bubble that is stationary. And you can only do so much with that 700 HP shield.
Absolutely, and once that gets burned down, oh, Truth! He gets the Primal off, and Vanguard is the one who gets hacked instead. They know that that Death Blossom is there, but it's not going to matter because Dragon gets the hack and the kill onto Blue. But Azzy, trading the Coalescence, manages to take down the opposing Diva. Jack gets demeched, and taken down, and Robe trades out of their counterpart of Dragon, and Robe very smartly held the EMP in that fight.
Absolutely. He knew the situation. He knew, hey, they're going to have another recontest here. Why don't I save it so we can just win this fight off the back of the EMP?
Absolutely, and this EMP is there for them now. They just have to win this fight. They just have to clear off this point, and Robe, he's gonna wait, he's gonna do it, and he catches two, but he doesn't catch Pousey, and that is going to be the counter beat coming out this time for Dirt for the first time in this series, as the EMP gets countered by the beat, and that is going to win the fight outright for Dirt, and now it is looking much more viable that Dirt are going to be able to hold this.
Once again, they have the EMP online, but Bluebit does have another Earth Shatter. So depending on how quickly Dragon is able to get this EMP out, it might not matter.
Hello there.
Oh, Dragon, he's looked for the EMP. If he can catch Solsta or Bluebit in this, he can deny any alt utility coming out there, and Dragon's gonna get it, and he's gonna catch 5. Shinobu, the only one who doesn't get caught off, and that is going to be the fight already for Dirt with just an EMP committed.
If I was the side of Orbit right now, I'd say, okay, that's fine. Yes, we're going to have less time, but we're coming in with more ultimates.
Oh, for sure. They just have to win this with their ults now.
Absolutely. This is going to be a big Q match right here, Bard.
Ooh. And they're unfortunately not going to have the EMP, but they've got everything that isn't a DPS ult, and that is often enough. And I'm just waiting. There's the shatter from Bluebit. He catches 2. It's going to be at least enough damage to take down Pousey, and there is a beat to follow up from Balakay. Dragon with another EMP already. Are you kidding me? He gets 4, and the bomb gets 3. Jack with the bomb to bring this back in the favor of Dirt, and don't tell me that they're going to be able to turn this around again. It's so many maps that Orbit has gotten just to the end, and they've looked like they could do it, and they just get traded out by one good EMP or one good combo. It's always so close for them. They need to turn this around.
The ball is in Orbit's court, though. They have the EMP Blossom combo coming in along with the self-destruct. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they play their cards. Oh, 6-man EMP!
Oh, there's the EMP, there's the Blossom, there's the bomb, and that's 3 secured, 1 for each member using an ult there. And now the damage is just going to be there for Shinobu and for the side of Orbit, and they're going to go for the body block, but it's not going to matter with these OT spawn times. It is going to matter, though. Shinobu takes down Vanguard, and the boop is perfect from Balakay, and now Orbit are going to keep themselves in here on the hope of a draw.
Orbit is really backed up against the ropes right now. They're going to have to come out with something absolutely insane to try to hold this here. But on the other hand, though, Orbit's probably thinking, okay, it's pretty much a 2-fight scenario here.
Absolutely. And a 2-fight scenario, really it's just 1 fight for Dragon to build EMP and a 2nd fight for him to use it. So as long as they don't draw this first fight out, or as long as they don't get punished when Dragon is going to build that EMP, then the chances here are definitely going to favor Dirt. But we're going to see the brawl with the Sombra come out this time for the side of Orbit. And I've got to say, the Sombra for Robe looked really good compared to his Mei.
I would have to agree, and honestly, I think this is probably going to be their best bet here, is to run this Reaper Sombra comp, because just the pure combos alone with EMP can combo with every ultimate in the game just about. So I really like this Sombra pick coming in here, especially if they can get a hack onto Truth or Jack going in a little too deep. They could potentially get the picks that they need in order to draw this out.
Yeah, they have to find these early picks, and honestly, if Balakay can build up that beat fast enough, that might be all they actually need to draw this map. And now Dragon may be giving himself away just a little bit with the throwing of that translocator, but Truth, he's just playing around the statue so effectively, not letting himself get shredded down. The damage is there. They're gonna dive in, but it just gets pushed out of the way as the focus is there in on Solsta. But Truth as well is just getting taken so low, and then he gets taken out of the fight as Jack also gets DMX'd, and Dragon, he's doing his best to build this EMP, but it's just probably not going to be there on time for the second fight.
I will say, though, it is looking... Ooh, Shinobu!
Especially when Shinobu gets the punish on the translocator.
Robe is looking significantly better on this on the EMP charge, though. But they do have this Earth Shatter coming online along with this Coalescence. And Balke is not too far away from this beat either.
Yeah, this Coalescence can be used aggressively to win this fight. It's going to be the duel, I think, from both Moiras once again. And Truth, he just has to avoid getting melted down here. The Coalescence being used just to keep him alive. And there's the Shatter. It's pretty big. A marginally sized Shatter there. And the damage is there for Bluebit Dragon. He's going to get the EMP out, though, and that's what they needed to win. But Vanguard, he didn't have the combo for it, and Shinobu did with that Death Blossom. He takes down 2, and we are going to be going to a map 7 as the draw comes out here for Orbit.
Man, what a series of back and forth events, Bard. I am on the edge of my seat, and as much as I bet the rest of the community... Oh, the fake out! With Dragon getting to play the game.
Dragon is absolutely incredible.
This Sombra, once again, I don't know if you're showing us some Fitzy here gameplay or what, but man, this is absolutely insane. Both Sombra players from both sides are trying to put the team on their back.
Yeah, absolutely incredible coming out from both of those Sombras. Robe especially really showing off on that Sombra. I wish we'd have seen more of it earlier because he was a difference maker for his team on that Sombra. And then Bluebit and Solsta being allowed to play that Brawl was just working out for them so well. That being said, we are going to go to a quick 5-minute break. This has been 6 maps for us, so we're just going to make sure everyone's all rested, they get their water, everyone is nice and prepared for each of these maps. So we will be back in just a few moments, but thank you for waiting around, and we will see you really shortly. Yep.
A moonlit road.
Satan sucks, but you're the best. Holy smokes, you pass the test. When I'm with you, I feel blessed. A chinchilla. Satan sucks, but you're okay. Since you came, things go my way. Here tomorrow, here today. A chinchilla.
Alrighty, everyone, welcome back to Overwatch Tranquility. This has been an incredible match tonight as we are going into map 7. Dirt here with 3, Orbit with 2, and a draw on King's Row. You love to see the draws. I love to see the draws. We didn't get to make predictions this week, or I would have predicted a draw, I guarantee you. So we are going to be heading into map 7, which will be Escort, followed by Control, which means that the next 2 maps, regardless of if Orbit win Escort, are going to be decided by map 8. So unfortunately for everyone here, no record-breaking map 10, but we are going to be headed into map 7, which is going to be Rialto. Now, does Rialto favor either of these teams, Jacer?
Honestly, it favors Dirt immensely here. I think if they're able to run this dive particularly well, then they will be able to just run away with it, because Rialto's not a very brawl heavy map. It's really good for I hate to say this, but double shield, and it's really good for dive, and it doesn't really leave brawl a lot of room.
Yeah, I hate that you just said double shield too, so we're in agreement there. I don't think either of these teams are going to pull out the double shield. I like the brawl with the Reaper Sombra coming out from Orbit here. We've talked about how picking what you're comfortable with in a lot of situations is just better than trying to force the meta if you're worse at it than the enemy team. And I think, I mean, I don't think that we're going to see the Ball Sigma here, but if we do see the Ball Sigma, I think Brawl has a pretty clear advantage.
Absolutely, I'd have to agree. But once again, though, it all comes down to how much disruption Truth can do. Because if he's forcing the main tank from Bluebit to turn around constantly, it won't matter. But right as I say that, Truth does switch off to the ball, onto the Winston.
Yeah, it's a smart swap there. The dive is just better, and the Diva's going to come out from Jack, who's looked incredible on it, just having that Sigma shield for that opening pick from the Ashe. And Dragon here on the Ashe, we've seen some absolutely outstanding plays from them, so we're gonna have to see if they can get those as they push into this first corner. Vanguard, he's just strafing around the corner, trying not to get found out by anyone, looking for a pick here, and the damage and the pressure is so good from Dragon and from Vanguard that the fight on this first corner was just completely denied. But as I say that, Bluebit is going back in, and Dragon punishes Robe on the Ashe there, and now Shinobu playing back, brawling with his team as Jax is trying to just deny them that space. The damage is going to be there, but the Discord Orb on a Bluebit's going to force them back down, and Vanguard touching the objective point as well is going to force the entirety of Orbit to play back onto that point. They can't let it go much further or they're going to be at a huge disadvantage. So they have to push in here, and Bluebit, he pushes in and he finds Truth. That's perfect coming out of them. Solsta trying to bounce themselves up onto this platform 2 in a row, and they just can't quite make it, so they're gonna be content just playing with their team, and their team is gonna very smartly flank around here with that Lucio speed, get into position and get that damage done.
I really like these rotations from Orbit here, forcing them off the high ground, forcing them off of where Dirt wants to set up.
I'm taking care.
The Coalescence will be invested, though.
The Coalescence and the Valk being invested as Shinobu gets aggressive, takes down Dragon, and Tasty with a volley into the head is going to punish that. But Truth getting hacked by Robe here, and Solsta has the damage, and Solsta has the grab, and the charge is going to be there, taking Truth just out of the equation. But the Primal's going to be popped so the Truth can stay alive, and now taking Truth into your backline looks like a bit of a mistake as they're going to force the entirety of Orbit back towards their spawn before having to back up, and Solsta, the only one left here to contest, not going to be punished, going to be allowed to keep that charge, but that, oh, the Shatter and the Beat come out, and Jack gets shattered trying to get back into the mech after the bomb gets committed, and both tanks are now dead as Shinobu is going to push aggressively into the Ashe from Dragon, and it's just going to force the entirety of Dirt to be pushed back. But Solsta, as I say that, gets punished by Vanguard with a pulse bomb.
I really like that recontest coming in from the side of Orbit there. They knew that they could essentially ignore the bomb with the beat of Balake and just push WM1 off the back of Blue Bits' Shatter. But our man Dragon is back on the Sombra.
Oh, Dragon on the Sombra is a dangerous sight indeed, but there's the EMP from Robe, catches 4, and Shinobu with the Death Blossom has so much damage to follow it up. Jack gets demeched, Tasty and Truth get killed, and Jack forced to take a swim in the canals of Rialto. Vanguard.
Very sneaky.
Vanguard's just, he's being sneaky. If
Vanguard.
we whisper, they won't hear him.
Come over here.
Is that so? I don't think that's how it works, Bard. But I hate to burst your bubble. But he doesn't quite have that pulse bomb either, so he really can't make an advantage off that position. We do have the co here from Azzy coming out though too.
Ooh, Azzy gets the coalesce, denies the
C9.
hack from Dragon and the C9 here. That's what Vanguard was looking for, but Truth gets punished and the C9's not gonna come out. Valakay was playing close enough to get back to the point there, and the hack kill onto Vanguard and Orbit on the Brawl. They're looking to full hold this point.
And they very well might do it if the last second touch has to come in, and they will. Dragon gets taken down. Their only real chance at winning is gone now.
Oh, Dragon, he couldn't build the EMP, and Jack is going to get hacked and taken out of that mech by Shinobu, and now the damage just so clearly favors the side of Orbit. The ball trying to force them off, and here comes the grab, and they're gonna catch the Lucio. He doesn't get the beat out before being taken down, and Shinobu is gonna make the difference. Vanguard trying to come back in, but Shinobu proving as he hit scan through and through. Reaper is a fair counter. He's gonna take them down, and here comes the Death Blossom. The DM is there, but he manages to take down Tasty first, and the damage from Shinobu, he's still there. It's just him and Valakay are just controlling this point on their own, and Dragon gets taken down. 99, now they have the EMP, but it's not going to come out, and now Solsta comes back on the ball and shuts it down, and that's going to be a full hold on first point for Orbit.
If I was Orbit right now, I would be going absolutely nuts. This has to be such a good mental boost here, saying, hey, we haven't been looking the best through the first 3 maps of this series, but we just full held them. This has to be, like I said, this has to be the point where that animal backed up into the corner lashes out in these past few maps. That animal's lashed out, Bard.
Ooh, yeah, and that animal is looking like they know how to brawl in a corner. Orbit here, the sleeping bear has been awoken, and they are looking to bring this map back with a 4-map, I suppose, sweep, if you count the draw on King's Row. And now, once again, they're going to what's been working. They're going to the brawl. They've got the Somber Reaper from both sides here, and it's going to come down to the tanks, I think, who can control and domineer the point more.
Bard goes back to the good old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Orbit's not fixing a dang thing. This brawl has been working, so they're sticking to it. I honestly think that Dirt need to adapt, and they need to put Truth on the Reinhardt.
5, 4,
Yeah, Truth here definitely could try to out Ryan here, going for that that hammer difference, really, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. It's going to be the Monkey and the Diva versus the Ryan and the Zarya, the 2 classic tank combos in Overwatch. And now, with the dive coming out, no mobility used, and no, Powsy is gonna get blue bit, and they are just taken off of the map, going for a swim. That armor is a little too heavy for you to stay afloat, my friend, and that's gonna be a quick fight reset for Orbit.
I 100%. It looks like Orbit's gonna try to fight this.
It's not gonna be a fight reset from Orbit. Blue bit gets back on time. And now Powsy has to reset with their team. And with this Rhine presence, they can just keep pushing forward. Vanguard stuck in a corner, gets taken down by Robe. And that's the difference. Brawl can chase you down and just sustain, while Dive has to escape when they take too much damage. Now Truth continuing to take this damage, and Truth, he's going to try and escape, but Solstice shuts him down. He's so high charged that there's nothing that can really stop him. Vanguard swapping again over to the far, that saw some results on the offense there, but without a Mercy to pocket, he's going to be vulnerable to the Sombra, the Zarya, and the Moira Coalescence that is about to come out. And Orbit, a touch. They don't even push in. They wait too long, and that's almost a C9, but they didn't even leave the point. They couldn't make it across the bridge on time.
The dream is still alive, Bard. Oh my
We-
lord.
It is 3-3, and we're gonna go to Ilios for the final map.
This is through and through probably the best wildcard game we have seen so far. This is this is something, Bard.
What? This was supposed to be over 3 maps ago. Dirt were
This
supposed to
looks-
just close it out. They were out and out playing a better game. All of these maps have been really close. I think bar that one, bar Rialto. And they've all been really close, and Dirt have just had that clutch factor. They've just closed it out. And now, Orbit, they're playing what they're comfortable with. And it doesn't matter that there's the clutch factor for Dirt, because the comfort and the synergy from that comfort is just better now for Orbit. And now, Dirt going on to Ilios, map 8, this is going to be really, 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 I think, the best chance that Dirt have to shut out this comeback, because Ilios does favor dive on a lot of these maps.
Absolutely. I really think that either side, Orbit or Dirt, on Ilios well, if we see it, are going to throw us a curveball, Bard. I really do. They're going to throw us something that we haven't seen all night, and they're going to come
We've
out
seen
and just...
Ballhog.
Have we seen Ballhog tonight?
We've seen Ballhog.
Okay. Well, there's always a possibility. Good old Orisa. Who knows?
Oh,
Anything
Arista Ball. That'd be better.
Or an Orisa Hog. Who knows, though? Anything can happen. But we will be starting on Lighthouse. We could be seeing your Kara.
I think Lighthouse is probably actually the best map possible to start out on if you are Orbit, because this is really the map, in my opinion, that should decide it. This is the map where it's going to be, is the brawl from Orbit better than the dive from Dirt? Because in the dive map mirror, which I mean we probably see on well, I'm pretty sure Dirt win it. And in the brawl mirror, which I mean we probably see on Ruins, but who knows at this point, I think Orbit win it. So right here, this should decide who wins this match. And like I said, we're gonna see the brawl versus the dive. This is so interesting.
I want to point out that Dirt have elected to run the Lucio over the Mercy.
Yeah, they're running Lucio Zen. I think they're gonna make a swap. I don't think they can. I don't think they can.
Ash,
No
I
way.
do agree. They might just be doing it for the speed, then swapping off to the Mercy. Who knows?
That seems much more likely, but yeah, there we go. They're going to go with Zen Mercy. So that extra damage is going to be there from the Discord, and we've seen how effective that can be for this team. But the brawl is already on point, and this is exactly where they want to be. They just want to control this point. They don't want to let anyone get even close for the side of Dirt. And now we get to see the damage, the poke being done. The defense matrix is being used really well, but now Truth, he has to go in and brawl there, but it doesn't matter. Dragon takes down Azzy, that's a huge pick, and now the healing difference is not going to make a difference in this actual brawl itself. The point does get flipped. Valakay takes down Truth, but Solsta gets traded, and Dragon on this Ash is making such a big difference for his team. Jack takes down Bluebit, and now Robe is also going to be taken down, and Shinobu, he's just going to be forced to contest here. He wants to wait it out and get as much of this point progress that he can for his team, and now it's just Valakay contesting, and as he gets taken down, Dragon on the Ash is looking so clean in these fights.
Absolutely. And should I point out, Vanguard has that Pulse Bomb already, along with Jack pretty much having that Diva Bomb. So this could be Q-Mash here, hoping that Vanguard or Jack are able to get a pick here. And they can also engage with Pousy's Valkyrie here.
Yeah, this Pulse Bomb and the Valk could be big, I think. Oh, That's a good dynamite coming out of Dragon. That's a good amount of damage committed. The healing forced out early, and now we're gonna see where the pulse bomb, where this diva bomb goes. The diva bomb goes into the corner, and the beat is gonna be committed by Balakay. No one gets taken out as the Bob, sorry, is also committed as he gets bursted down by that dynamite. Shinobu manages to take out Dragon's Bob, but that is going to be it. And now Shinobu, no, he goes for the teleport, but Tasty takes him down as he gets knocked around and off the map. And now Truth on this Winston is just committing so much pressure to this point here that there is nothing that Orbit can do to stay alive.
Honestly, I don't even know what to say for Orbit right now. They're playing this the way they need to. It's just coming down to a matter of Dirt is winning the more drawn out fights.
Yeah, Dirt playing these long games a lot better. The burst damage in this dive a lot more consistent than when they were running. Oh, the pulse bomb comes out and the bubble is not there on time. They have time to heal him up as the coalescence comes out, and the EMP not yet committed because the grab is gonna come out, and Robe gonna get the D-Mech onto Jack and find Vanguard on the Tracer low for Shinobu, and now it's just the resurrection. Truth staying alive on this point, but he is not going to stick around. He launches himself off the map.
Now, if Orbit wants to, they have an EMP Shatter online, and maybe they don't want to commit both those ults at the same time, because they are fighting an uphill battle, because Dirt does have 86% on this point.
Yeah, now the EMP from Robe. This is going to be big. They need to either EMP Blossom or EMP Shatter, and there goes the EMP. He catches all of the tanks, but he doesn't get the Transcending Zenyatta, who is going to keep them in this fight. And now Bluebit, he's just being forced back, but he's going to catch. Oh, he's not going to look for the Shatter. I thought he was going to go for it right there when they didn't have a bubble to protect them and nowhere to go. The Pulse Bomb once again committed to catch it too. What is that Pulse Bomb Vanguard? You can't do that. Bluebit tries to save them with the Shatter, but it's not going to make a difference as the bubble goes down. And now with some ults still remaining for the side of Dirt, they are going to take the point back, and there's barely time for anyone on Orbit to touch, if at all.
Oh, they gotta go!
It's not gonna, they didn't have the speed up. Oh, that's so unfortunate for the side of Orbit. They had the grab, they had the blossom, they had the beat. They could have touched, but they just didn't get there on time. That's so unfortunate for them, but they have a chance to stay in this map now because Ruins, in my opinion, favors Brawl more than Dive.
Bard, I've been on the same page with you all night, but I'd have to go a different way here. I have to think that this is going to favor the Dive a little bit more. But I'm surprised that we're not seeing Shinobu nor Dragon on a Widowmaker.
Yeah, no Widow fights here. I think because this map was hit so strongly by that Widow change. You can't take those aggressive early Widow duels. So both of these teams here are going to be running the dive tanks just with a different support and DPS lineup. And I like the Reaper for the sustained fights, but the ball here might be countered pretty aggressively by that Sombra.
I would have to agree. The tanks from Orbit really need to get onto this Ashe immediately, and that's exactly what they do. Forcing Dragon off that high ground is going to be very, very big here, but Solsta, ooh, that shot, kind of nice.
Ooh, Vanguard, though, taking them out of the mech and getting the pick on a Bluebit as well, and Dragon with the follow-up, and these DPS, Dragon and Tasty as well, are just unwilling to give up this match.
Honestly, from the side of Orbit, they either need to A, get onto the support, get onto Tasty, or take out this Ashe as soon as possible. Because Dirt is doing a way too good a job at holding the frontline presence and peeling.
Ooh, Dragon just looking for the picks there, catches the D-Mech Solsta as he's going to get the res up, but the pressure is still there onto them. The mech coming back for Solsta, but Truth is just relaxing rent-free in their backline, and Vanguard catches Balakay with the Pulse Bomb. Dragon takes out Shinobu, and Dirt, they are persistent in this match. They refuse to lose this.
I don't necessarily like the Ana swap from the side of Orbit, but they will immediately be going to the Zen. Balke has looked very strong in the Zen all night, so why not keep running it?
Yeah, Balake, he swaps over to the Zen Mercy, and he just gets dinked immediately by Dragon, forced to back up, and Bluebit gets forced out of position by the Coach Gun. Dragon on this Ashe has so much impact and just lets Vanguard and Truth run wild while providing that damage, and now Vanguard, damage boosted by the Mercy, is just not going to have any fear as they go in here, and already we're at 75% in Orbit. It seems like they haven't touched the point since they swapped.
I'd have to agree. Dragon is doing whatever he wants on this Ashe right now. And if Orbit wants to get anything going, they need to take care of him.
Yeah, it really comes down to taking out Dragon, but he's got the Bob. He gets pressured out by Bluebit, but the Bob comes out from both sides, and there goes the bomb in the backline. Jack takes down Shinobu. Solsta trades him out when he's out of mech, but it doesn't matter because Vanguard took down Balake, and Dragon's Bob is doing something, taking out Bluebit. And now suddenly, oh, Vanguard gets another pick, taking down Azzy. Solsta, he gets Truth, commits the bomb, forces the recall out. He's gonna be able to get back into the mech to keep contesting here, and this might be going in the favor of Orbit, but as I say that, the Transcendence and Resurrect come out, and Dragon gets back to the point, and now suddenly Vanguard taking out Bluebit, who came back to contest. It's just Solsta and Balake again. Shinobu making their way back on this Sombra, just trying to make the difference with those hacks, but it's not going to matter. Both divas get demeched, and Balake and Robe and Solsta and Azzy all go down, and suddenly there's no one left for Orbit, and Dirt are going to shut down the reverse comeback, almost full 4-map sweep from Orbit, and they're going to continue forward in, I have to say, I think that's the closest match we've had all season.
I would have to agree. This was an absolute nail-biter to the very end, and I think what it really boiled down to was Orbit swapped off their comfort picks.
That's, I mean, yeah, the dive just was not there for Orbit this entire match. I don't know what more they could have done. Their brawl was so good. They were running it so effectively, and they just decided not to even try it on that last point, and it really let them down. I've got to say, though, Orbit had a fantastic season. They had a fantastic final match in that wildcard game. And if anything, they should be holding their heads up for not just giving up once they were down 2 maps there. A really, really great showing from them. Really good of them to come back. And for Dirt, what a match. You guys were incredible. Dragon, your Sombra is absolutely cracked out of the sky. There's absolutely nothing, I think, that can shut you down if you keep playing like that going into playoffs. So best of luck to Dirt. Commiserations to Orbit. Everyone here played a fantastic, incredibly entertaining game of Overwatch, and I'm gonna let you plug your Twitter, whatever you want to plug, and then I'll take us out.
Sounds good. Please follow my Twitter. That sounded really weird how I phrased that. If you could.
It's really weird to plug your own social media at the end of these casts.
It is Twitter right down there at _RealJStar. Also follow my Twitch. I'm officially an affiliate. Have been for a little bit now. JStarOW. I try to stream every day, so maybe come by, drop a follow. I'm on my path to 150 followers, so I'm pretty hyped about that. Bard, go other way.
Yeah,
point
absolutely.
That way.
Yeah, one of the directions. It's hard. They're always reversed. I have been Bard. You can find me on Twitter at OWBard. I'm on the podcast every Monday that you can watch here. We have been joined by the absolutely wonderful, just goated producer that is Juke. You can find him on Twitter at JukeCasts. I think that's going to be it for us. I can't speak for J-Star, but I need to go rest my voice after that 8-map match. So we're going to take it and end it here, boys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching. And remember to be good people.